Okay.
Yo. What's good with y'all, fellas? Yo.
A little too much.
What's going on?
You said
man?
what?
I said Ben liked that one a little too much.
Oh, he for sure
I don't
did.
know if you heard it, but
Dub is growing that beard out.
Oh yeah, it's coming out. It's coming into fruition, bro. I love to see it, man. Every day I wake up, I'm like, dang, bro, you doing a real good job out here, man. The ladies on the cruise loved it, man. You know, stroking it. I was like,
Another
Oh,
one.
stroking a lot of things. You feel me? Yeah, look at Cruiser. He got the fresh cut though. Look at you. Look at my boy over there. Oh
Yeah.
I got
man,
cut up today, boy.
that thing is glistening. My
Hey,
God.
he made sure he ain't wearing the hat so you can see it too.
Word,
Oh,
word.
man.
There's a lot of toxicity out that needs to get out in the open. And I talked to J-Rob about this, and now I think I have to ask Fluent about this too, right? You're a wins and losses guy, right?
it's part of the equation.
So with you being a wins and losses guy, where does Matthew Stafford rank in the league right now?
Right now, I don't think 2 games in changes anyone's ranking yet.
Well, Matthew Stafford is a guy who's won the Super Bowl. He was it 4,800 yards in 2021.
Yeah, he had a very good season in LA. He had a very good season in LA.
Yeah. So now the
Also,
2
one
games.
season doesn't make a career. In terms of that season,
He's always been a statistical phenom.
physically he's good, but he hasn't
on
been
the
a winner.
Detroit
But
line.
he hasn't been a winner. Yeah,
Well, he's been on the Detroit Lions.
so he hasn't been a winner.
He has been on the Detroit Lions, and he's making no-name receivers like Nakua and TT Atwell over here balling out. I mean, people need to start putting respect on his name.
Phillip Rivers is putting up
And
numbers.
there's nobody in the league right now that's really winning like that. So Josh Allen hasn't been a winner. Lamar Jackson hasn't been a winner. Even Joe Burrow, he went to the Super Bowl, but he lost.
Postseason dub because Lamar Jackson will get you 20 dubs every year.
How many playoff wins does he have?
Okay, so that's my point exactly. So you're referring to playoff.
Yeah, how many playoff wins does he have?
Okay. No, I mean I'm on the same page as you. I think
How many does Matthew Stafford have?
4.
Super Bowl.
He has 4 wins.
No, he has 4 playoff wins.
in one
it's
season.
4 playoff
You're
wins.
counting the Super Bowl too.
Yeah, in one season.
I think how many times he won the playoffs in Detroit? Like twice, 3 times?
Once.
No, he's never won.
It was
To be
not,
honest with you,
not a lot.
the year that
faced
he won
the-
the Super Bowl,
He faced the Seahawks 1 year in a wild
All
card.
I'm saying is if everybody in the league is struggling with wins, right? Trevor Lawrence, for example, Matthew Stafford has to be above Trevor Lawrence because Trevor Lawrence is young and really only had 1 good year, so he's above him. Lamar Jackson has been getting hurt, and he hasn't had a playoff win. I don't even know how long. It's been a while for him, so he has to be over Lamar Jackson. Herbert,
you can't rank those guys all time. Absolutely, you can't.
No, right now in the league, right now.
Trevor Lawrence in 2 seasons has more playoff wins than the Detroit Lions since 1970.
Okay, what does that have to do with right now?
That's fine.
I'm just saying. Trevor Lawrence.
That really came from 1 season, though. That really came from 1 season.
Same with Matthew Stafford.
Okay, then. So, like you said, the 1 season, what you're talking about, that doesn't define them. You can't use that for Trevor Lawrence. So, Matthew Stafford, and what we know from him, he needs to be better than him as well. Right?
Matthew Stafford for a career. Matthew Stafford is over Trevor Lawrence.
Right, for right now, Fluent.
No, for right now.
I think Matthew Stafford top 5.
So, who do you think is better, Trevor Lawrence or Matthew Stafford?
Right now, Trevor Lawrence. Like if I was based on the way I look at things, which is different than you.
Right now, it's Trevor Lawrence.
If I were to start
no
a team,
way y'all go with this.
If I were it's simple. If I were to start a team right now today, who would I pick? I have to pick Matthew Stafford to move forward or Trevor Lawrence. I'm taking Trevor Lawrence.
If you got to pick one player for the season, who would you pick for this season alone?
I'm taking Trevor Lawrence.
I'll take Trevor Lawrence.
Can we agree that Trevor Lawrence been a little shaky to start the season?
But that is inconsistent. That's very inconsistent. You have a guy that's inconsistent with your logic because you have a guy. No, yeah, it is. You have a guy where in his rookie year he was terrible. He wasn't that great at all. So he really only has 1 good year. You're the main guy who always preaches, 1 good season really doesn't define anybody. Has 1 playoff win. He also threw 4 turnovers in that game. So even he has gambling issues the same way with Matthew Stafford. So in my head, the guy who's won the Super Bowl, a guy who has the stats, a guy who has proven himself has to be over him because that's how you value and rank.
You're asking 2 different questions.
I didn't.
Yes, you did. And
no, I didn't.
Yes, you did.
You're trying to create 2 different definitions, and I'm not letting you do that today.
You said who's better right now, and you're trying to use the past to dictate that. And for me, when I say who's better right now, I look at them right now moving forward. When I talk about who's better in the past, I look at what they've done. So what they've done, Stafford is better. What they're going to do, Trevor Lawrence is the one that
I'm not asking what they're going to. When anybody asks somebody, yo, who's the best players right now? We usually go off of the last 2 to 3 seasons, which somebody has. If I'm asking you, yo, who's the best wide receiver right now? Tyreek Hill, Justin Jefferson, Cooper Kupp. We're going off of, who do we know that they are and what they're doing right now? It's a combination of both. So all I'm asking you to do is a combination of both. Off of who we know these guys are. That's not true. I know you're just lying right now. It's okay.
Who's the better wide receiver? Wide receiver right now? Well, Cooper Kupp, I could look at him and say, well, over the last 2-3 years, if I looked at that, he had a Triple Crown, Super Bowl.
He's top 5.
I don't have him top 5 right now.
Man.
So I don't look at it that way.
He should be top 5. He should be top 5 regardless. I'm not even going to hold you.
That's not how I look at it. It's okay if you or whoever else looks at it that way. I'm not saying that's wrong. It's just not how I evaluate it.
Yeah, that's not true.
Stafford definitely top.
I've been around you enough to know how you evaluate things. That's just not true. You're just lying right now for the cameras, but it's cool.
No, I'm not.
No, you are. You laughing right now because you know you are, but it's whatever. It's all right. We can continue.
I'm laughing because you came off a boat with agendas. That's all.
So is Cooper. So wait, let me ask everyone this. So is Cooper Kupp not a top 5 wide receiver in everyone's opinion?
I have to think about it though. Like if you ask me that for Diggs, I don't think about it. Chase, I don't think about it. Jennings, I don't think.
Me.
Cooper Kupp, I have to think about it. He could be though, but I got to think about it.
If someone said he was top 5, I wouldn't trip about it, but I don't think he hits my top 5.
That's what I'm saying. I got to think about it.
Again, the way I would look at it is say, hey, who are the 5 receivers that you would pick right now? If you had to start a receiving core, who are you picking? Is he your 5th pick?
Pettis, Chase, Tyreek, Diggs, bona fide top 4.
I'm going off of I'll have
Adams,
Devontae could be up there.
OJ.
There's a lot of receivers. I'm not gonna lie. There's a lot of receivers right now.
Here's the problem, though. Once I get to number 5, I could easily put in AJ Brown. I could easily put in Devontae Adams. And if I put Devontae Adams,
AJ Brown over Cooper Kupp. Chase is not better than Kupp either. I just want everyone to know that.
I got Chase over Kupp.
Facts.
Chase is not better than Kupp as well.
I got Chase over Kupp for sure.
I'm going Devontae, Cooper Kupp, Tyreek Hill, Chase, and Diggs.
I love the home run threat that Chase brings, bro. I love it, and I love how it forces teams.
I know Ben's got DK in his top 5.
Oh, Justin Jefferson, I'm tripping.
But you see what's happening when you see what's happening, OJ, when he can no longer be that home run threat, right? You see what's been happening.
I see what's happening when his quarterback struggles, and I see what happens to every great receiver whose quarterback struggles.
Man, Matthew Stafford was battling Tommy John last year, and Cooper Kupp was still getting off.
It's early, guys. It's 2 games in, and we want to
we are pushing agendas, man.
Hey,
if people are really wins and losses, guy, I would assume a guy who has won a Super Bowl, a guy who has the statistical
with a very good defense.
He lost his number 2 receiver, and he still was able to overcome that and have a game-winning drive. He's done everything a quarterback needs to do.
You were on a cruise last week when I clarified my wins and losses, which is different than the other guys' wins and losses, which is I considered a piece of the puzzle, not 100% of it. So it has a percentage. It's important, and that we were talking about quarterbacks. We weren't talking about wide receivers, but even with quarterbacks, it's a percentage. It's not the whole.
So again, how is it that a guy who's just as talented as everyone besides Mahomes, who's just as quarterback as any quarterback in the league, who has statistical feats as anybody in the league, who's battled a terrible offensive line, who's battled a team who doesn't have a running game, who's battled a team that doesn't have any wide receivers, and is still able to overcome that? A quarterback where it's not even a coincidence. Every wide receiver that goes to that man has their best seasons. Every single wide receiver he has had their best seasons with him. So how is it that a quarterback has fulfilled everything I would think into anybody's criteria? The winning, the stats, the talent, the overcoming of a terrible scenario. How is it that a guy like that is in top 5 right now?
Because, again, I'll repeat, it's moving forward, not what he's done. If you're asking me what he's done for his career, yes, I'm picking Stafford over Trevor Lawrence, but I wouldn't pick Stafford today to run my team for the next 2-3 years.
But you're the same guy. That said
wins. He has the stats. He does not have the wins.
He won a ring.
Look at Matthew Stafford. Matthew Stafford has a lot of stats on a bad team.
He won a ring.
He has a lot of the stats on a bad team. And then he goes to a very, very good team with a very, very good coach, with very, very good weapons, with very, very good defense, and he has one good run, and that's awesome. Congratulations, Super Bowl champion. Can't take that away from him. Can't do it. But to say that there's
Josh Allen didn't have good pieces around him, good defenses around him as well.
Josh Allen still has time. He's still young.
He got
Matthew Stafford. Matthew Stafford got his Super Bowl ring after what, 12 seasons?
Matthew Stafford
because he was actually in a scenario where he actually had a defense, unlike Josh Allen, who's had that for a while, unlike Lamar Jackson, who's had that for a while.
Josh Allen
he's actually had
half as long.
All I'm saying,
No.
I'm not trying to compare anything. When we talk about overall quarterbacks of right now, we're just
in the playoff.
We're going off of what's happening right now, and Matthew Stafford, a guy who has really proven
he's a very
a guy who's proven more than a Lamar Jackson, of even proven more than a Josh Allen or even a Justin Herbert. He's proven more in recent memory. It would just in my head, it would have to be.
I don't know, man. I don't like that line of reasoning.
Hold on. You're starting a team, and this is the way I look at everything. You're starting a team. You're the GM. You have to pick a quarterback to take you. You look back 2-3 years. I'm looking forward. In 2-3 years, who are you taking today, Trevor Lawrence or Matthew Stafford, to lead your team for the next 3 years?
Again, you're arguing two. You're arguing two different things. I'm telling you the realm of what logical people think of, right? When people logically think of right now, we're talking about overall totality of who they are right now. Matthew Stafford, if I got to pick him for this season, I'm picking Matthew Stafford every single time. You did the same arguments with Cooper Kupp when he was having his triple crown, but now all of a sudden you just don't understand what I'm talking about anymore. You did that same exact thing, and you said that he was better than Devontae Adams. Am I lying, Ben? Am I lying, Ben, or am I cooking up here? Am I lying, Ben, or am I cooking up here? Like, what are we doing here? What are we doing here? What are we doing here? Come on now, baby.
I said he's not the better receiver. He had the better season because of his production. What he did was better. He was the best receiver that season because he had the triple crown, period. That's what I said a million times over. You can go check the tape. Everybody knows that's what I said. Now, you can yell and scream and not answer my question because you know the answer, and people in the chat can say, oh, he's cooking. But that's what I said. He was not better, but he had a better season.
I don't think they say quite like that.
Can go all they want on you.
Oh, look at you. You love doing that with me in the mouth, man. That's crazy.
But Dub, I got a question, though. Like,
what's up?
If Matthew Stafford had one very good year, which we'll all admit, and the rest of the years he didn't win, he was kind of average at best, what is a better indication of the real Matthew Stafford, that 1 year or the other massive sample size?
That with me personally, I just disagree with y'all rankings and determination of Matthew Stafford, his career. I think everything that you guys to say give Joe Burrow praise for, battling offensive line. He was battling a terrible offensive line in the Detroit Lions. He was getting sacked 45, 47 times in the season. On top of that, there was years where he had Kenny Golladay or like Golden Tate as his guys, and he was still being able to produce at that high level. Those guys still being the best versions of themselves with him. And he didn't even have a Joe Mixon on his squad during that time frame. So in my head, I'm like, you guys are just underrating how good he really was in that unit and how much he was making that unit work around him. That's what I would say to y'all. Y'all just undervalued in what he was doing on that Detroit Lions crew because he was on such a bad of a crew that wasn't winning. That's my argument.
I mean, my only qualm with Matthew Stafford has been his like inability to consistently take care of the ball. And I got a chance to watch him this week when I went to the 49ers game. And it's crazy. The game was closed the whole time, and he throws this inexplicable interception. It was just horrible. And watching it from a bird's eye view, I'm like, dude, what are you doing? But again, that's classic Matthew Stafford. And obviously everybody throws picks, but it's just, for me, that's the knock on him. I'm not quick to go, oh, you didn't win in Detroit. That's really not my argument. It's just, yeah, but
he got a bad.
Overall had 14 picks in 2021.
Listen, Matthew Stafford got a raw deal. Everybody that goes to Detroit gets a raw deal. But too bad. Like, that's what you got to deal with. Like, that's unfortunate. That's a part of sports.
Joe Burrow had 14 picks in 2021 to Matthew Stafford 17. So
Joe
I think
Burrow?
I just think the picks of Stafford just gets a bit highlighted because it probably happened in a playoff game. What which playoff game was it? Was it against the Saints where he threw a pick six? Was it Saints game or the Cowboys game? I don't remember. Because that's the thing. They just remember the moments of that. So I'm pretty sure it was the Saints game, and that was when he was trying to come back because Drew Brees was just dropping 45 on that crew and scoring back. So in my head, I mean, you got a quarterback that's trying to combat with Drew Brees. I expect him to keep taking those opportunities downfield to put his team in the chance to win because you have a guy on the other field just cooking. So, I mean, a mistake like that is bound to happen, especially going up against a generational talent like that. You feel me? I just think it's just overstated.
Hey, Fluent, what's your thoughts on Baker Mayfield? He balling.
That's another one we have to talk about, too.
He balling.
He stinks.
You think,
bro? I'll be honest with you, man. Crazy. He's not balling, bro. He's not.
What?
I realize, bro. No, listen, guys. I'm being dead serious, bro. I realize I'm hearing a lot of people say Baker Mayfield ball, and I'm realizing how I watch football is different from how other people watch. And this is what I mean by that. The bar that Baker Mayfield has set is so low that him throwing. By the way, he apparently he learned the Vikings call and all this other crap, and yet he only threw like 80 something yards or what have you. So the bar is so low for Baker Mayfield. Now when he's okay, that's balling. That's really what's happening.
All the people say winning isn't a quarterback stat now are all giving him praise because he won 2 games.
And by the way, the Bucs defense.
That's not the thing. He was playing good. He was playing good, Fluent. Playing good.
Baker did play good last game. I would say this. Yeah. I watched last game and he's playing very good.
He's playing good against what might be the worst team in the history. Should be demoted to like they shouldn't even be in the SEC. What's the worst college? Yeah, what's the worst college division? That's where the Bears should freaking go. Where their defensive coordinator now is gone forever because he had who knows what he had, and the FBI raided his house, so he's gone.
I heard he was gone because of health issues. I'm hearing
no. The FBI raided his house. They found a bunch of stuff. He's never going to be a coach again in the NFL. And it was actually,
know what a bunch of stuff means. Okay.
It was actually, they said nothing with children, but still a bunch of really bad stuff.
The news articles I read, it was disturbing stuff.
FBI raided his house?
FBI raided. Here's the thing. Peanut Tillman, former Bear cornerback, works for the FBI. Now he's the one that actually had to call the Bears up and tell them, yo, this is what's going on. So he's out. Then you got F. Ryan Poles, F. Matt Eberflus, that damn terrorist Luke Getsy, F. Justin Fields can't throw a ball and they don't let him run. F them all. And if you're down with the Bears this season, F you too.
Time out. Hold on, Fluent. Time out. I've been saying this before the season started, but you were high on Justin Fields. So are you officially recanting and saying you were dead wrong?
Dead wrong on everything Bears related. They suck.
Now that you said that, I won't be harsh on Justin Fields. There's no point.
F them. No, I'm done with them this season. I'm out.
What if they turn it around? Because I'm not going to lie. I think the main thing wrong with the Bears is Justin Fields and his vision. He is missing a lot of guys. I'm not going to lie. And I think it could change up the momentum of the game if he's actually keying in on some of these throws, right?
The way that he is successful is they let him run. That builds up his confidence. And then you can see, look at last season. When they started letting him run, his passes got better because it builds up his confidence. It's like making a layup. And then all of a sudden, your three-point shot gets better. That's how the world works.
That's you don't let him run. It's easier for him.
Yeah, he's not going to throw the ball. So they're putting him in a position to fail, and he's failing miserably. 0-10. I want to say it again. Chase damn Claypool. 0-10 since they got him. Get him off the damn roster. I don't care. I believe in luck. I believe in juju, and they need him off the team.
And by the way, if anyone watched college football, you know who Justin Fields was, bro. He was never the guy that's going to kill you in the pocket. And so if that's who he is, leverage that.
They brought him in to do. Yeah, they didn't bring him in.
Leverage what you know he's good at, and then work him to.
Well, in college, he was a better passer. They was looking for that.
Hold on, Dub. Was he a better passer in college, or was there wide open receivers in college?
But that's the thing, right? They were basing it off of college, so they didn't get him to just be a runner. They got him because of the passer that they thought he was, right?
They thought they could develop him into a passer, but
and they still can, bro. I'm not saying they can't do that, bro. I'm still holding out hope that that's possible. I'll never be that guy to be like, oh, he's not gonna be a passer. However, man, you gotta work.
He's taking too long. He's taken too long on his 3 steps, on his 5-step drops, on everything. He is the slowest to release the ball in the NFL with a bad offensive line. That is a recipe for this.
Motion college, and it's the same motion as last year.
And the thing with Fields, man, the game is so fast for him. He does not know what the defense is doing. He has no idea what the defense is doing. Yeah, it's so fast.
They told him to make his reads, so he's sitting there. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Too long, too.
It's you can't do that in this NFL. It needs to be 1-2 bang, 1-2 bang.
It's not like you guys have a dominant tight end to kind of be a safety.
No, we got nothing.
But y'all got DJ Moore. I was seeing y'all had some people open that he should have hit. I think it's what Fluent said. I think it's what Fluent said. Is like he's taking too long looking at the other guys on the field, and it's a bit of what OJ said too. He's not recognizing this defensive coverage to be like. I seen a TikTok earlier where the difference between Jared Goff and Matthew Stafford, where he'll see as the play developing that how the defense and the linebackers is reacting and know who's about to be open. Fields is not doing that, and he doesn't know how to do that yet. So that's why that's IQ. I think he can learn that, but it's just going to take time, Fluent.
It's going to take a lot longer than most other people, Dub, and the reason being because in the back of his mind, he knows he could take off. That's why sometimes athleticism, bro, can be a hindrance to the growth of your pocket presence and awareness.
Do you know what the best thing? Do you know what the best thing Jalen Hurts did last season? Everyone's like, "Oh, you got AJ Brown." No, watch him play versus the year before. He went 1-2. I'm throwing it away. 1-2. I'm running. 1-2. I'm throwing it away. 1-2. I'm running. Like he got that down. It sounds simple. Justin Fields does not have that. He's sitting there 1, 2, 3, 4 sack. 1, 2, 3,
for him to get open instead of anticipating where they're going to be.
It's too long.
He's not throwing to the spot. Go ahead, T.
Oh, no, I'm just saying you have an OC that ran 3 screens on your own 5-yard line in the same formation in a row.
They're playing Madden for real.
I have a question.
That's when you play the game. That's when you play the game. Like, I know this play's about to work. Let me try it again.
Luke Getsy is a double agent. Luke Getsy is a double agent that came over from the Packers to sabotage this team. Get rid of him, too.
What did you say, OJ?
It's absolutely beyond me how someone can be an offensive coordinator in the NFL and do that. He's
probably got a little game thing over there. He's got his switch because it's small, and he's like calling plays that way.
That's that Madden shit. Because you see the defensive coverage they about to run. You're like, nah, he's not gonna guard this. Something didn't go right. Let me try it again because I know they're not looking out for this.
Yeah, I will say this, man. I think the biggest thing.
You tell me if you heard this, Fluent. This is what I heard today. I heard that when he said he made the quote that he feel robotic, I heard that the coach is in his ear when he called a play, like telling him, like, okay, watch the safety here, so this might be here, instead of just letting him play. That's what I heard. That's what's going on.
He's thinking too much, bro.
It's not that he's thinking, it's that he's in his ear telling him what to think. And you can't tell a quarterback what to think because he's on the field seeing it differently than the coordinator. He might see something different, and he's got to be able to read and react. You can't say, look here, because then he's looking here and missing what's going on over there.
Especially the coordinator's in the press box. He has a bird-eye view on everything. But with Justin Fields, man, they got to slow the game down. They got to do the gimmicky stuff. I'm sorry. But if you look at Anthony Richardson, who I'm highly critical of, he actually looks pretty good in that coach office. Now, the coach, this is a team that knows who Anthony Richardson is. They don't make any qualms about it. And they're like, this is what you are. We're going to unleash you. And every now and then he'll make a decent little pass, but they use him to his advantage.
And you know the consistent thing there? Shane Steichen.
Yeah.
Shane Steichen knows how to mold those mobile quarterbacks that can't do the easy things or hasn't shown it. And he's getting just pull up the all-22 film on the first game for Anthony Richardson. It's not perfect. The stats say that he missed a lot of throws. He was getting dink and dunk.
The offense is flowing, though. They're moving the chains and they're scoring and they're competitive.
Look, hey, you can even see it in Jalen Hurts this year. Jalen Hurts took a step back a little bit, man. You can tell he ain't confident as he was last year in that offense year. You can tell.
I don't know where he been.
Nah, that's a fact. Fluent, you was about to say something?
No.
We could actually transition. Feel bad for him. We went on this Bears rant. We could transition to what Cruiser was just talking about. Listen, bro, I'm not gonna lie. Even as Eagle fan, I gotta agree with Cruiser, bro. He was missing a lot of people during that Vikings game. The reason why AJ Brown was joking him up, he was missing him in the middle of the field. Dallas Goedert was open tons of times. He was missing him as well. I'm a little bit worried because the way our offense is running is not the way that I want it to be. I thought it was going to be extremely better. And even Hurts, he got bailed. No problem. He got bailed out through that by Devontae Smith because he underthrew the hell out of him. Underthrew the hell out of him. Bro.
Though, it's funny. I guess you're a fan. Maybe you see it differently. But for me, I didn't see it as Hurts having a bad game. I saw it more so as he was never in rhythm because you guys, the entire time you're like, I'm going to run the ball. you know I'm gonna run it. You can't stop it. And to me, they doubled down on running the ball. And so for that reason, I don't think Hurts ever got rhythm in terms of throwing. Now he did throw. There was a really nice ball he threw to Devontae Smith. And AJ Brown, you got to know it's not your night tonight. Yeah. Devontae's kind of going off. They're going heavy with the run game. I didn't like that he showed him up. It is what it is, though. But that was my takeaway: is he was out of rhythm. It wasn't so much that he was having a bad game because he wasn't throwing it as much.
But AJ Brown was wide open on one of the balls he forced to Smith. Well, I think it was a pick. One of the balls they forced to Smith, AJ was wide the hell open. So in my head, I'm in my head, I'm like, AJ, yoke him up because he's messing this shit up.
Doug, before you say that though, Doug, that route that they run, they're not gonna tell you this. AJ not gonna say it, but AJ really is a dummy route. He was clearing. He's what you call a clear out route. So when he clearing, he ain't thanking him.
It's a decoy.
He's clearing the line back out so he can get that dig underneath. He's a clear out route. That's all.
Yeah, but if Jalen Hurts is level of quarterback that I think he is, you got to make that read.
He got disguised. That linebacker was in the line of scrimmage, bro, at first. He ain't seeing.
Nah, fuck that shit, man.
What
about Dallas Goedert in the middle of the field? He was sitting here and waiting between the linebacker with an open pocket. He was missing Goddard OD.
He missed out. But hey, they had to start running because the coverage they was running, man, was mixing up, bro. He couldn't really read. They was dropping like 8 in coverage, bro. Disguising so much stuff. So they said, okay, you're gonna play 8 coverage, we're gonna run the ball down your throat. Because obviously Jalen was struggling early with his reads because they was mucking up everything, man.
Nah, I don't like what I seen from them, bro. I ain't giving them that cop out. Jalen Hurts is bad.
Do you believe this week, man?
Do you believe in DeAndre Swift now?
Nah, Swift.
Does anyone believe in Swift?
There's people that are hyping up Swift. He's still got bad vision, man.
I believe in Swift more than I believe in whoever was trying to hype up Cam Akers last week when I told y'all he traded him.
Who's a Viking? Who's a Viking now?
The Vikings for what, a 2nd round pick? Actually, it's a pretty good haul for him.
That's actually a really good haul.
I think they got 2 second rounders. That's actually pretty good.
But now Jalen Carter's a beast though, Doug.
Oh yeah, the defense, the D line is really our secondary is kind of getting cooked. Darius,
you guys are getting cooked, and I'm concerned about your defense in general, bro. It's not a major concern, but I don't know. You guys are really missing Gardner out there, but we'll see. Your 2 rookie DBs are decent.
We got Eagles this week.
The Bucks, I believe so. Yes, but we're at home. We're at home.
To reality.
Oh no, Bucks are home. Bucks are home.
Hey, hold on.
Fluent, I'm not gonna lie, man. I have a weird feeling about this game that the Bucks might somehow pull it off. Only for one reason, that they're not supposed to. It's supposed to be improbable. Every year, a game like that happens, and I feel the same way about the Bears and the Chiefs. Again,
Baker Fitzmagic is not going to do it, man.
The Bears are going to lose by 40.
Who?
I'm not gonna pick the Bears. Don't get me wrong, but I have a weird feeling.
Down 32-3 at half.
I think they're gonna score a lot in that game. I'm not gonna lie. I do think the Bears and the Chiefs are gonna score crazy.
Man, RB1 might well get on his feet this week, man.
Through Justin Fields?
Yeah.
He should be.
Hey,
well, if they let him run,
when it start getting blown out, they're like, "All right, go, just do whatever you want, bro."
Don't you have 4 running backs on your fantasy team?
Yes, I got Anthony Richardson, Justin Fields. I think Kenneth Walker, is it that one? Najee Harris.
Oh no!
I picked up Nakua.
We gotta talk about Najee.
Najee. Oh my God, Najee! I had so much hope for Najee.
Bro, y'all gotta get rid of. Y'all gotta go get Jalen Warren, bro.
Get Jalen Warren if you don't have him.
Najee's the fastest,
way better
running back.
He the whole better. Najee just big. I'm be honest, y'all. I never really liked him at Alabama like that. I ain't like his run style. He always looked like he had a hurt leg, like a hurt dog.
But his rookie season was nice. Like there was promise.
Good.
I think he got overhyped because of fantasy, because he got all those checkdowns and all those PPR people were like, "Oh wow, we got a guy here."
Hey, G baby, yes, G baby.
I had him. That's gonna be so nasty, bro.
Yes, G baby.
That's disgusting.
G baby's so nasty about it.
Yes, G baby.
That's nasty.
Well, I mean, Najee's closer to Isaiah Pacheco than y'all realize, man. He really maybe bottom 20.
Najee Harris?
Najee Harris is not top 20.
No.
I want to name. Wait, I do want to name some guys.
Jalen Warren better than him, bro.
Jalen Warren is better than him.
Moving forward, I'd probably take Tank Bigsby. I'm not.
DeAndre Swift or Najee Harris?
Who?
DeAndre Swift or Najee Harris?
I'm running 5 wide the whole time.
Oh wow, y'all saying Swift?
I guess
Swift.
James Cook or Najee Harris?
James Cook.
James Cook.
Dang.
What? Huh? What?
Bro,
James Cook, I'm not thinking
what?
Hey,
James Cook over
The problem with Najee Harris, man, he's
Go
just
ahead, man.
not explosive, and that's the most important trait.
Najee,
He's too methodical, bro.
He moves like Mike Evans in the open
Today's
field.
NFL, you can't have Jerome Bettis, bro. You can't. You need someone who can break out.
bro,
Go ahead, Ben. Cook him, Ben.
Go ahead, Ben.
Najee over James Cook. James Cook over Najee. That's so nasty.
I'd rather have Raheem Mostert.
Because running the ball, I'm not gonna lie, running the ball, give me Najee. Running the ball. That's what you big on, Fluent, right? Running the ball.
Me? No. I'm big on winning.
Nah, I'm talking about running back standpoint. I ain't talking about quarterback. I'm talking about running back.
I want versatile running backs. I want someone who could run, who could catch, who can block.
So CMC or RB1?
Hey,
Oh, dang.
hey, Fluent. I think y'all need to just stick to run. I think y'all need to get in the gun, add a 2-back set back there, and run Khalil Herbert.
Ooh, are you talking about the Bears? No, we go in T formation. We go in T formation.
Yes, bro, I told you, man. Y'all need to go back.
Let's run a bunch of gimmicky crap, bro. Read option and all this gimmicky.
We're going T formation, baby, like the song says.
I wanna piggyback to what Tegan said. Raheem Mostert or Najee Harris?
Raheem
Mostert. Healthy. Raheem Mostert.
Mostert nasty, bro.
That's
debatable.
I don't know.
James Conner, I would take over Najee Harris. I'm not gonna.
I would take James Conner over Najee. I hope Najee comes back because this is
Brian Robinson or Najee Harris?
Brian Robinson,
bro. Najee ain't top 30, bro. I'm being real, bro.
I was gonna say, is he an RB1? Is Najee an RB1? So is he top 32?
He's Ezekiel Elliott, Jalen Warren is Tony Pollard.
Jesus Christ! I'm looking through these names, and I'm not gonna lie. Cruiser, you think you could name 30 running backs better than him?
Yes.
Name them.
30's a lot. Though.
I want to hear this.
Do we name the top guys?
You can name whatever guys. I need 30 names.
Okay. We gonna go CMC.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna go CMC. We're gonna go Saquon. We're gonna go Connor at Arizona. We're gonna go DeAndre Swift. We're gonna go Tony Pollard. We're gonna go James Cook. We're gonna go dang it. Should I take Rashad White at the Bucks better than him? No real. Raheem Mostert, Jalen Warren on his team, Tank Bigsby.
Finish.
Jerome Ford, Nick Chubb, and he hurt.
Jerome Ford.
I take old boy Kareem Hunt just came back. I take Pacheco,
Breece Hall and Dalvin Cook.
Yeah, Breece Hall and Dalvin Cook.
Joe Mixon.
Man, I take Zach Moss. I take Zach Moss over him. I take Jonathan Taylor, Aaron Jones, bro.
Bijan. I'm taking Bijan right now.
Bro, he might not be tough.
Tyler Algier. You're at 20. You're at 20. You're at 20.
I'm at 20. I take hold on, wait.
Travis Etienne.
I said that already. So
no, you did not. No, you did not.
I said Travis. I said
you did?
We didn't count it.
Oh, you said Tank and Travis. Okay, so that's 21.
I take Khalil Herbert over him. I take AJ Dillon. I take Tony Jones over him, bro.
Tony Jones.
We talking about Derrick Henry.
You didn't say Derrick Henry yet?
Derrick Henry. I take Miles Sanders. Miles Sanders, Austin Eckler. Yeah, thanks, bro.
Josh Jacobs.
God dang.
Hey, would you take Deuce Vaughn?
Bro,
Alvin Kamara.
I would take Deuce McAllister.
Well, I gave you Bijan. I gave you Bijan. OJ said it.
Boy, Tyler
Algier, 29. And then the last one, Kenneth Walker.
I'll take Gainwell over here.
Alvin Kamara.
Hey, would you take
Boston? He didn't even say Alvin Kamara. He said Kenneth Gainwell. He didn't even say Kenneth Walker. He said Gainwell.
Debo Samuel.
Debo, yes, Debo.
Don't forget Justin Fields, AR-15, Lamar Jackson.
Oh my God,
Jalen Hurts.
The last one, Lamar Jackson, he's changing that narrative a little bit. I don't blame you on AR-15.
All those names, if you actually think about it,
a lot of those names. Javonte Williams. You didn't even say Javonte Williams yet.
It's so much to think.
You missed a ton.
Jamal Williams better than him, bro.
Damian Pierce.
Damian Pierce real. Yes, bro.
Damian Harris?
Nah, not Damian Harris. Damian Harris, nah, not
That's
for me.
where we draw the line.
Ramondre Stevenson.
That's where we draw the line.
Ramondre Stevenson, yep.
Bro, it's like, bro.
That's crazy. That's wild.
This might be 4. I told you he might not be top 4.
You didn't even say Jahmyr Gibbs or David Montgomery.
No, think about it, bro. It's so much, bro. Yes, damn. Bro, he might let's be real.
Is he top 40? Now that I think about it.
Top 40, bro.
Cruiser. Yeah. Who you taking? Are you taking Najee or Ezekiel?
I'm taking Zeke.
That's a line that you should have crossed. That's a lie.
All day, baby. I'm taking
Ezekiel Elliott looking like James Harden before.
He's already said he's taking Chubb on one leg. So
man,
hey, if you
I'm
could sign Adrian Peterson
right now, boy, I'll put him on a wheelchair right now. Boy.
Patterson.
Alexander Madison's bad.
No, Madison's actually really bad.
Wait, Cam Akers or Najee?
Akers is really bad too. Akers is really bad. Oh my god.
Cam can't see, and I'm a Florida State fan. Y'all know this. Die hard. Listen, he's
die hard.
Man, listen, bro. Cam mess up at Florida State.
Nah, I think y'all tripping a little bit on Najee though. I mean, I still think he got it though, but come on, bro. I mean,
got what?
Hey, Brandon, real talk, Brandon. Out of all those names, like, all right, listen. Out of all those names, think about it. We really named and we miss names, bro. He might not be top 40, Brandon. Actually, think about it, bro.
Think about it. He named 35, and there might have been 1 or 2 that you're like, no, that's too far. But he also missed 2 or 3 that are better than Najee. So I don't think he's top 30 for sure. No,
he may not be top 30.
Out of the top 35, he might be out of top 40. It's close. Close.
I'm not gonna lie. After running off all these names, I did not realize how many running backs there were in the league until now. I'm not gonna lie. There's a lot.
You struggle to think of guys that you would take over him before not.
Another one. It
was just on and on. Whew.
I was like, damn, I'm definitely making that one. I can't wait to make that a clip. Troy with a super chat. Fluent is capping. You said Cup over Tay Adams.
That I did say that season. I agree. Yes.
Fluent was C3JJ. Fluent was indeed lying for the camera. Cup is a McVay merchant. Hill, JJ, Tay, Diggs, Chase, AJB, Garrett, T, Waddle, Terry, Olave, CD.
Olave. Oh man, that's.
Hold on.
Cooper Kupp is a Sean McVay merchant.
But I said he wasn't top 5, and he just named 10 guys better. So he's agreeing with me. Okay.
I think it was about when you said that he was the better receiver in that time, but I don't know. I didn't understand that one either.
Yeah, thanks for the super chat.
Andrew Carr, where Mookie? That Herbert merchant better pull up. He pulled up on Monday. You got to watch it. He was there.
No,
How can I ask you guys a question? How did Monday go with 2 games on? Were you like?
No, it was fine because we started at 6, so we ended around 8.
Oh, it started at 6. Okay.
So the views count just got fluctuated for the last like 45 to 30 minutes. Exactly, but other than that, we was good for the majority show. So not a bad time. So
speaking of that, then don't forget Fluent and Chill tomorrow now starts at its new time at 7, so that we can finish before the game starts. So 7 Eastern before the game. Smart. Because I know them views be hurting, boy. No, and then also we don't get to watch the game.
That too. Yes.
Y'all start on Mondays.
6 Eastern's on.
6.
And you can see, how people just start falling off. I'm like, I know what's happening. Exactly, I get it.
But the game about to start, man. Y'all tripping.
Early AFC Championship predictions. AFC is, like we said, is going to be stacked, bro.
I know the Chiefs will be in there.
I'm rolling with. Listen, I'm gonna go ahead and say it now. I'm rolling with them Dolphins, dog.
I knew that was coming.
Hey, when they get back healthy,
them Dolphins.
When they get back healthy, they're missing like 4 people in the secondary. I think they're missing Keon Crossan. They missing
Ramsey.
They missing what's his name? Needham. They missing him, and then they missing I think Sam Smith hurt, ain't he?
You know what, Cruiser? Cruiser?
That's not ridiculous. That's not ridiculous to say that.
But here's the thing, though, man. I'm gonna give y'all boys a little history lesson, man. I've watched the Dolphins and kept up with them for over 20 years. They've always had a good secondary. Surtain, Matt, all those years. But it doesn't matter if they don't have a Jason Taylor, Cameron Wake, and Dominican Sue. They don't really have a dominant pass rusher like that to me. And for me, that defense, you can throw in Ramsey, you could throw in whoever you want back there. If that D line is not what it's supposed to be, bro, it's always gonna be a suboptimal defense. And that running back, they need a they need to upgrade that running back room.
If they get Jonathan,
hold on, OJ, hold on.
Upgrade Raheem.
I'm not saying what you're saying isn't true, but if you're looking at, let's just go down. Who are the other teams? When you look at the AFC South, are they worse than Jacksonville, Tennessee, Indy, Houston? No, right? Would you agree?
Yeah, I think they run the ball good enough.
When you look at the division they're in, New England, Buffalo, do you trust Buffalo? Now the Jets lose Aaron Rodgers. Do you trust the Jets? I know they're your team for this year.
Oh, the Jets are done, so they're out.
Right. So do you trust Buffalo?
The Patriots are out too because I don't.
So do you trust Buffalo in the playoffs? See, exactly. So then
I trust Buffalo in the playoffs.
I ain't gonna lie, give me the Bills over the Dolphins.
I trust Buffalo in the playoffs more than the Dolphins.
When you go to the West, you got KC. So I think everyone's going to pick KC, but so that's the other team. And then Denver, no. The Chargers always find a way to lose with Philip.
It's really two other teams.
You don't trust the Raiders. You don't trust the Raiders. Yeah. So then it's going to be the North. So it's Cincinnati. Pittsburgh's probably out. Baltimore or Cleveland. So do you trust guys more than
out for me? I've seen enough. In Cincinnati, I'm iffy on. So it's really Baltimore and Jacksonville.
There you go. So
really, it's four teams essentially that sends in their way. Buffalo, Baltimore, Jacksonville, and then obviously the Chiefs.
And to say about the pass rush, that last game against the Patriots, they was getting to Mac Jones. I'm not gonna lie. That line was actually way better.
Let me ask you guys a question. I have a question for you guys. Is there a team in the NFL whose starting receivers create less separation than the Dolphins?
What?
More separation or less?
Less. Them cats don't get open, bro.
What? Wait, what? The fuck you just said?
The Patriots don't create separation or Dolphins?
Patriots.
Oh, okay. I thought you said the Dolphins. I swear on everything you said the Dolphins.
You said the Dolphins. I swear you said the Dolphins.
Hold on.
We all heard the Dolphins. I'm not tripping.
That's why I said more or less.
I'm talking about the Patriots. My bad.
The most
that's actually the
wide
opposite.
receiver
The Dolphins would be the opposite.
I was like, what? All right, I'm gonna start over. Say that again.
Basically, long story short, the Patriots their receivers are some of the worst groups to create.
Okay,
yeah. And the reason I mentioned that was because they're not separated. A lot of those sacks were coverage sacks. I mean, shout out to them though. They did get after Mac Jones, but he had nowhere to throw it.
Fair. I'm not gonna sit here and cape for the Miami Dolphins D line like that, but I did like what I seen from them.
They got guys. They have names there.
They had a few dudes.
Yeah.
The Dolphins is funny because as I was watching Raheem Mostert run, I'm looking like, yo, this is just a fucking Madden team. I said they just got speedsters from the running back position and their wide receivers. They're just playing Madden.
So let me ask you this. Do you think this is maybe more to OJ, but do you think OJ, because they have so much speed at every position, that they're going to get out and get a lead? And could they be like the Colts during Peyton Manning's era, where they didn't necessarily have a great pass rush, but once they had a lead, you knew they were passing and they could just pin their ears back and go after the QB, and so they'll get some more pressure because of circumstance? Do you think they'll be able to pull that off?
I mean, that's potentially possible, and you saw some of that against the Chargers, right? But my whole thing is the defense, man. If you're in a shootout, it's like, man, at the end of the day, are you taking two in a shootout over?
No, don't think about it like that. No, why do y'all do that? Don't think of Tua because it's not Tua. You have the speed demons all over.
Waddle and Mostert over.
Raheem Mostert could take that bitch. Raheem Mostert could take that bitch like 40 yards in like under 5 seconds, bro. With the ball in his hands.
I understand what you're saying, but the game went down to the wire against the Chargers, who have a terrible defense, and then, I mean, their receivers, they're okay. I mean, they're decent guys, and that's who they went against, bro, toe to toe.
What you mean?
Decent guys, Keenan Allen,
Austin Eckler, Mike Will, Justin Herbert throwing the ball. That's a good
team that they went up against. Level of a wide receiver.
Yeah,
they're not, but I say that to say there's a clear difference to me between Keenan Allen, Mike Williams versus Waddle and Hill. So,
I'm saying you can't think about it from a quarterback.
That's a different tier. Like,
for example, like Herbert and Tua. We could all say Herbert's better. Motherfucker, Tua had 469 yards, 66 yards against Herbert, and he also had 400 yards against Lamar Jackson. beat both of them in a shootout. That we can all agree that those two are better than him. It's not about Tua. That team is crazy, bro.
Yeah, I mean, I hear you. I guess just for me, man.
Let me ask you this. This would be the question because someone picked Miami and Kansas City in the AFC. Does Kansas City have enough power to keep up with the Miami?
No.
Hey,
I'm not even thinking about it. No.
I know we ain't got Mahomes again. Bro.
However fluent, it's Patrick Mahomes we're talking about. And to me, it's not. He doesn't have to win with firepower. He's gonna win by beating you clinically, and that's what he did in the playoffs, bro. He wasn't gunning, bro.
Hey,
he was clinical, and every now and then they'll have a big play with Kelsey.
That's what people not talking about. If
they can throw the ball to Stone hands, it might not matter, bro. That's Tony. For those of you that don't know, he can't catch it.
I know, but they is it Sky Moore, man? Maybe he'll pop off. Who knows?
Sky Moore,
I got Sky Moore some of my leagues. I'm hoping for that.
His receiving core is scary, like not in a good way.
It's disgustingly bad. I didn't expect it to be that bad.
No. It helps to have the best tight end in the league, but yeah, you need vertical threats though. I don't know how they keep scheming Kelsey open, knowing he's the only one that can hurt you, but he still goes off.
They don't have a Juju this year.
I'm gonna tell you why though. They might not have. You got to remember though, they might not have Tyreek no more, but it's hard to still do what you want to do to Kelsey because Marquez Valdez-Scantling and Sky Moore are still fast. Tony is still fast. They still can throw the top off the defense. So they might not be doing what Tyreek did, but they still got the threat of beating.
Yeah, but listen to what Tegan just said. It's not like they have Juju anymore. How bad is your receiving core that you're like, oh, we missed Juju?
If he was your sure hand in and out, like you had.
I get it.
Kelsey on the in and out breaks.
Here, that's a problem.
That was a secondary security blanket.
Like
remember in the Super Bowl, he was the guy when Mahomes was scrambling and they were doubling Kelsey. He was the guy in the flats that was a sure-handed guy.
Oh,
yeah.
Travis Kelce sent a message.
Hey, Tegan. Hey, I got a question, Tegan. Hey, is it me? Do I swear to God, when I was watching the Patriots the other night, bro, if I didn't see the name on the back, I thought Juju was a tight end, bro. I kept saying, who was that tight end? Number 7. Bro, he's like a tight end now, bro. That joke might have been 3-point stand.
He's gonna be a content creator in about 3 years and stop playing football, man. Like,
that's crazy.
That's so crazy.
Isn't he already?
Basically, like, did y'all not see the report that his knee could explode at any minute?
What? No, I did not.
There's a report that came out that a doctor said that his knee could explode at any minute from the inside, and you could stop.
Get the fuck out of here.
What's wrong with you?
I heard about that too.
That's wild.
What's wrong with his knee, though? What's wrong with his kney?
Apparently there's a ticking time bomb inside of it.
Oh, that's probably why he's big as a house over there. That joke look like a tight end. Golly, boy. I was like, bro, who was the new tight end they got? Then it was like, they said that's Juju. I was like, what?
Oh, bro. That's wild. A lot of teams has been doing a lot of things to this year.
Them offenses out of sync right now because they ain't been practicing. Your boy, he missed the whole camp with the calf injury, so his timing off. A lot of these offenses ain't been practicing. They've been practicing, but they ain't played no preseason, bro. I go back to that, bro. These dudes, defense is just reacting right now. Offense timing off. Basically, they played 4 or 5 preseason games. The first 2 games been preseason games for the starters offensively. Offense by timing. You got to get your depth. If I need you to get to 16 back to 14 on the curl, I need you to be there. If I need you to run this time and post at that 12 step, the ball got to be coming out, and I got to expect you to be there. That's not there, bro, because they ain't been playing together. They ain't been practicing. Playing in the games together, bro. This is basically preseason, the first 2 games.
The overs are going to hit like crazy this week. I'm telling you right now. This is
they are.
This is when the offenses click, and I think we're going to see some fireworks.
The matchups are bad too. I'm not gonna lie. Like the matchups
I'm sorry, really bad. That y'all got to go into Arrowhead, man.
I think it's gonna be a shootout.
40. They're dropping 40 plus. It's not gonna be pretty.
Also, this Thursday night, it's gonna get ugly.
Hold on. You said you had Sky Moore.
I have Sky Moore on my bench.
Yes.
Not my start.
Yeah. Start him.
You think I should?
Every chief you have.
I got Pacheco, so
there you go. He's gonna get a couple.
I do want to talk about the Dolphins real quick. Did y'all see that pass that Tua tried to throw to Tyreek, and he tried with like every inch of his might to try to launch that, and it went nowhere? Did y'all see that? I think it ended up being his pick.
When he threw it,
and it became a duck.
Yeah, I remember that one.
Yeah, where Tyreek had to come back. Tua, bro, like that's the thing that I'm worried about the Dolphins, especially in the postseason. Like,
I'm gonna tell you why. Because Tyreek, listen, bro, when you got somebody like Tyreek, I'm gonna tell you why. Tua listen to Tyreek because Tyreek
put everything in that, bro.
Like the first quarter, Tyreek was wide open on the play on like 3rd down and 8 or something, and Tua took the underneath route and they got the first down. And you can see Tyreek back there, So Tyreek feel like if I get past him, just throw it up. You know what I mean? I'm gonna go.
Yes.
So Tua just try stuff sometimes. Like
no, he's not trying. No. Because Tyreek says just throw it up. I watched this man, bro. He is turning his hip. He is putting everything into that arm. He is.
This is my time to shine.
That arm. He's over here like, yeah, Tyreek, I see you. Let's go.
It's like an anime scene. It freezes.
And you see it. He's going. He's going. And it's like, oh. And it's going nowhere, bro.
Yeah, his front,
Tyreek down there somewhere.
All into that.
Huh?
I'm saying he puts his entire all into that, man. Could you imagine if this dude actually had a cannon for an arm with those 2 receivers?
Oh, it would be crazy.
The thing is
ridiculous.
I'm about to be like, Mookie, can you imagine Herbert on that crew?
Bro, I'll be honest with you, man. Tua, whenever Hill's open, he just throws it as far as he can. Like, I don't even think, like, there's that whatever range that is, bro, it's in last gear, and he just chucks it, man.
Facts.
I still believe in the Dolphins because Mike McDaniel's the head coach, and he's.
By the way, McDaniel's is half black. I found this out on TikTok. Never knew that. I thought
he is
Caucasian. Yes, his dad is black.
That's why I got some swag, bro.
Ever since he made the Bills sweat with Skylar Thompson at quarterback, I knew that guy could. He just needs a quarterback.
And they don't get enough credit, though. People think they just some drop back pass, bro. They actually run the ball. They got a good balance to their team. They run the ball good, bro. They not just some drop back, throw it all the time. They actually run. He cut from that goddamn Shanahan claw.
You know, Mostert's not even the fastest running back on that team.
You think Ahmed is?
No, Devon A-Chain.
Oh, A-Chain. That's what
A-Chain is potentially the fastest on that team, and he hasn't been like involved yet because of injury yet. Like they have another speedster just out that backfield.
Yeah.
So that's what's worrying me about the Dolphins, right? Do you think that teams are going to see this style of football and then be like, screw it, we're investing all of our assets into speed?
No,
no, because I think the Raiders tried to do that for about 20 years. You realize it doesn't work, so they know that this is an exception.
There's still value in the big receiver. I mean, just look at Mike Evans. Like, there's still value in the big guy. And let's be real. He had a dog of a game, but you saw he was running in slow motion, just like Tua's throwing motion. Like that run when he had all that yards up the bench.
I seen that.
That was 70 speed on that end.
I thought he was about to blow a gasket.
No, it's so funny. As soon as that play happened, I stuck the group chat and I was like, "Yeah, you see Nevins." And then who said it? I think who said it? Trey. He just got fucking hawked down. What are you talking about? I said, "Shut your ass up."
But Trey want to call us the haters in the group chat.
To answer your question, I think teams will they'll always take a chance on a guy with speed, right? You'll always have a spot like who is it? Is it Ross?
John Ross
ran the 4.2. Like they'll always bring in track stars who win the 100-meter just to see, hey, if they can catch. Let me just see, because if you can find one, there's gonna be one that can make a difference. But
like Quez Watkins,
they got 4,
but
yeah, they happen to have 4. That's
that's
crazy. Marquise Goodwin.
Marquise Goodwin. I forgot about Goodwin.
Yeah, he was.
All right, so listen, actually, I want to talk about the NFC real quick because there's a conference that's actually playing surprisingly better than what all of us would have thought. But you are in NFC South. There's a lot of O's in there. There's 3 teams that are 2-0. Then there's 1 team that's 0-2. And that's the Carolina Panthers. OJ, I think you have some gloating to do because I think you sent it to the group chat. Oh, you guys believed in the Panthers and everything. I just want to hear y'all thoughts on this division.
J-Rob was super high on the Panthers. And basically what I said was, and I mentioned that in my opinion, Bryce Young was going to be the best rookie QB. It doesn't look that way. The game is just way too fast for him, man. And I'm having doubts. I'm like, man, like, was he not as good as I thought he was? Was it those Alabama receivers? But I mean, it's only 2 games, but they struggle, bro. That's what rookies do. They struggle, and so that's why I didn't think, Carolina was gonna do well. I am surprised though at Atlanta. That's a big surprise for me, more so than even the Bucs, to be honest with you. But
I picked Atlanta on here. I said Atlanta was the sleeper team. I like Desmond Ridder. Not saying game breaker or no jump like that, but I just like what I seen at the end of the year last year from him. You know what I mean? I think he handled the offense better than Mariota. You know what I mean? So I think he bring a better passing element to them. Now they ain't got Pitts the ball, man. I don't know what they doing. If he in the doghouse,
Pitts.
But they want to run. They just want to run.
They want to run every play.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought all 4 teams were going to go 0-10-6. So good for them.
Do you guys believe in this division continuing this success?
Dub, I will say this though: a lot of those games they played each other. Panthers and the Falcons places. So there is that. We got to remember that a lot of those.
Their best win as a division is probably the Vikings.
Yeah. No, you're absolutely right. I think it is the Vikings. So they suck. And so every team like Tampa.
Oh, wow, they played the easiest division.
Well, the Saints beat the Titans, and that's something Herbert couldn't do, So
I'm
just saying.
He is what we thought he was.
Then take a lap. Take a lap. You just got ether. Take a lap.
I'm just saying, bro. I mean, that's some comp right there that Herbert couldn't do.
I think my Bucks can win 8-9 games this year.
But Cruiser,
I know we're talking about the AFC South, but you brought up the Vikings, and I want to ask a question. I believe it was Madison that was tackled by his hair, and he lost his mind. I wanted to ask because my immediate thought was then cut your damn hair because it's legal. It says it right in the rule book. If you have long hair, it's legal to pull on it.
It's part of the uniform. Yep.
It's part of your uniform, so it's legal. Do you guys think any different than that? I'm just seeing if anybody else thinks that's not cool to do.
I mean, I don't think an unwritten rule to do it.
That rule started with
you just don't do it, but like if it's legal.
If that's all you can get a hold of, and it says in the rule book it's part of your uniform, dude. That's on you.
And I want to say that rule started with Ricky Williams too, but no, you're right though. I don't think guys go for that if they're in a position to wrap.
No, but if you saw that particular play, he just reached and that's what he happened to grab. So he's like,
I can't let go. What is he gonna do? Oh my God!
For a touchdown, I got to pull him there.
Yeah, out of respect, let me not pull your hair. Nah, bro.
Hey, Tegan, what you were saying, Tegan?
Oh, I wanted to ask because Baker does remind me of this Fitzpatrick run a little bit.
Yeah. Listen,
but I just want to ask: do you want your team to compete right now, or would you rather just? I said the same thing about the Raiders last year, where they were trying to compete in a division. Now it's very different. AFC West is much more different than this. But what is like? Are you kind of shooting yourself in the foot, going 7-10, 8-9, 9-8, maybe at your best, and barely making the playoffs?
100%.
Or you could get a better quarterback in a loaded quarterback draft.
That's what I said. I said that we should tank because I wanted Caleb Williams. You know what I mean? But now I already knew once we said Baker was going to be the starter instead of Kyle Trask. I know Baker can get you 8 games. I just know he can. 7-8 games.
But do you want 7-8 games?
I don't want it. I want it. Remember, I said it before. I say I want
Caleb Williams.
The Cardinals are tanking. The Cardinals are trying.
Because what you're getting is this year's Geno Smith. I think he's completing almost 70% of his passes, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions. That's what you're getting from Baker right now. That's
Geno's balling. Geno's balling this year. Don't compare to G. Ryan Fitzpatrick's a better one. I like Ryan Fitzpatrick.
Geno's still hard alert,
I think you're getting this year's. I think Baker's right now is this year's Geno Smith, where he came. No one was expecting anything, and all of a sudden he's super accurate. Making mistakes.
There ain't no pressure. Right now, you know what I mean?
But do you think Baker? But do you think Baker will continue that for the whole season?
No, he gonna have. Listen, we about to play. This is what we gonna find out this week versus Eagles. That defense gonna be humming. Because really, it's been our defense winning games for us. If you
defense is locking up.
It's been our defense. Baker make a couple throws here and there. He had a good 300-yard game, and 190 of it went to goddamn Mike Evans. You know what I mean? So
After this week, his TD to interception ratio is going to be 1-to-1.
The problem with the Bucs is what's their timeline? Like it's the same thing with the Giants, kind of, where it's like
I don't trust us. We
what
drafted
is your timeline? You have Levante David aging. Vita Vea is actually 30. Shaquille Barrett is still on the roster. That is being overpaid. And then Mike Evans is probably gone after this year.
Yep.
Chris Godwin's slightly young, but you're still going to get value. And then Baker, are you going to roll with him next year, or are you going to go get a young guy?
I always say this: the worst place to be in the NFL is 5 to 8 wins. That's the absolute worst.
But they were. It's funny.
My thing is, what are the Bucs thinking? What is the rationale for the Bucs to bring in Baker Mayfield and not start Trask? Because offense, what is the rationale?
The thing is, you also got to look at it from a business perspective, right? If the team is winning, bro, that's going to generate revenue because fans don't want to sit here and watch games.
There's revenue sharing.
But you just won a Super Bowl. I think
they're always going to worry about their dollar amount, bro. That's why every team wants to be the best possible.
University of South Florida play at that stadium. They can make it up during college time.
And Dub, if you think the Bucs are selling that many tickets, bro,
them owners can make it up during college time.
Now I will. So I'll just speak out of both sides of my mouth because one. They do need to win some games and keep their fan interest because they're now building like a $5 billion, 30,000 seat stadium.
Oh, I didn't know about that.
Yeah, so they just said that I believe yesterday. They just.
I think you're talking about the Rays though, not the Bucs.
No. Are the Bucs in there too? Because I saw the Bucs
the Rays. Unless I'm wrong, I know the Rays are going
the So if that's the case, you gotta keep at certain level to at least create hope. So that stadium fills because if you drop too far into tank mode and you lose that fan base and now you have an empty stadium, that's the death of you.
I will say this. But
the other side of that is if you don't tank and then you don't get good draft picks or high draft picks and now you don't have who's going to be your quarterback? Like no offense,
you're right back to where you were this year.
You know what would bring back the fan base though? A guy like Caleb Williams.
A guy like
that is true.
Caleb Williams would bring him back like that.
And I could just understand the logic of teams competing to be like 8 to 9 wins. I can understand the logic of that.
But Fluent, you actually made an excellent point. I don't know if you realize how good of a point it was because the Bucs have probably one of the most fair weather fan bases in all of football. I'd probably say
you lived in Tampa for a long time, right? So know.
Yeah, and I've been to a bunch of Bucs games. Most of them they feel like an away game, and so because the Bucs are fickle anyways, man. And by the way, we have the Lightning and. People don't know this. Tampa is a lightning town, bro.
Yes,
and that's not changing anytime soon.
Remember that 2 years ago when I was there?
Mm-hmm.
And I believe they were playing the Toronto Maple Leafs in the first round of the playoffs, and I was down on the
So you were near downtown then?
I was down on the yacht, and it was packed. Like I mean,
the whole downtown, bro.
Go crazy.
Yeah, Lightning jerseys, which I was surprised. I'd never.
For sure. So the Bucs fan base, that's definitely a good point.
Bro. Yeah, I never would have thought that. I never would have believed that unless I saw it.
Got you. How about the Saints? Saints is doing something better than we thought.
They win in that division.
But Dub, even though you ask a question, think about how you ask. How about the Saints? Like that says everything. Like you, even in your voice, you're like, "Let me ask this."
Well, once AK comes back, I like them better.
The thing about the Saints, bro, it's one of those things. I'm not excited. Are they gonna be bad? No. But do they excite you? They don't. They don't.
Their defense is great, though, right?
They should win the division, though. I think most of us should agree.
We know their ceiling. We know what they are. Yeah. Even with Derek Carr, like Mookie's not up here to start saying some blasphemy. We know what the Saints are. They're a wild card out, or maybe
a 10-win team. Senior.
No, I got the Falcons winning the division.
And the way the Falcons have been playing, it's not a lock for the Saints. I think
the Falcons play a brand of football that's going to keep them in more games than not, versus the Saints, where I think Derek Carr is going to have them out of more games than in.
Because they won't commit to the run.
Well, they can't commit to the run right now. They don't have
Trevor Penning might be.
They don't have anybody.
They got Tony Jones, man. You got to give him the rock, man.
No,
he's better than Najee Harris,
bro.
I'm not listening to that nonsense.
Hey, man, listen. Tony Jones took that rock, man. Jamal Williams got hurt the other night.
2.8 yards a carry, bro. Are you kidding me?
Hey, that sounds like Najee Harris too.
Hey, you know what's funny? This what I don't get though, dude. You know what's funny?
Give him a week to get Kamara back.
Listen, bro. We'll sit there and let a quarterback throw 8-9 incompletions, but we mad that a running back getting 3 yards. I'd rather take 3 yards and move the chains instead of Joker throwing these bad balls all out.
But he didn't get 3 yards. He got 2.8.
Not close enough, Dub.
So on in Jersey.
No, bro, but come on, bro. 2.8 yards a carry. That's bad, Cruiser. That's bad.
Listen, this one.
Hey, it's better than Josh Jacobs with negative.
That's terrible.
Okay, let's go to Saquon.
Who's got 2.8?
He's caping for Tony Jones. He had 2.8 yards a carry on last
season. For the season, he's averaging 3 yards a carry.
Fuck the 3 yards. You know I was trolling with that. You know I was trolling with that.
My rule of thumb for running backs: average yards per carry.
J.K. Dobbins
first down if you're running 3 straight times.
No, but Taysom Hill, they scheme it.
Well, listen, that's what I'm saying, bro. They implement. Listen, guess what? How about every time Taysom Hill bring his big noggin head butt in, he run it. How about you stop running, handling some of these running backs? Maybe their yards will go.
Well, if you get 8.3 yards a carry, man, why don't you just keep running that shit? Like you said, 3 yards, 8 yards is better than 3 yards.
Okay, you're right, Doug. Listen, that's what 3 carries. That's a first down.
3 carries is a first down.
No, you said 3.8 if you run the ball 3 times.
Oh, 3.8.
Yeah. Oh, 3.
Hey, Josh Jacobs averages 1.6.
Hey, he supposed to be a top 5 running back, Tegan.
No, it's not a first down at 3. It's not a first down at 3 carries.
No, he said 3.8.
We're on the same team.
Oh, he said 3.8, not 2.8.
3.8.
What's 3.8? Who has the 3.8?
That's
because not Tony Jones. Tony Jones has 2.8.
They average 3.8 yards per carry.
No, Tony Jones averages 2.8. Fluid said they 3 on the dot. Even if they rush 3 times, that's not a first down.
That's 9 yards.
It's 4th and 1. Go for it.
Get the fuck out of here.
We all love Saquon Barkley, right?
Yeah.
Okay, now listen. Go look at Saquon Barkley average before he break a wrong run. Saquon will run the ball like 7-8 times. We get about 2-3 yards, and then eventually bust one, and it bring his average up, y'all. I'm telling you, watch Saquon run, bro. You got to give these running backs the ball and let them get in rhythm, bro. I'm telling you. We stop, but we'll let the quarterback throw 8 incompletions. And he get 2, at least he got a yard.
I'm fine with feeding. I'm fine with feeding a running back. Feed the right running back. I don't want to feed Tony Jones.
Tony Jones got 2 touchdowns the other night. What, 1?
Oh my God!
On the goal line, baby. Put his nose up in there when nobody else moving.
Hey, listen. The only problem with the Saints right now is, well, obviously they need to get Alvin Kamara back, and they got Derek Carr quarterback. He might be worse than Baker Mayfield.
Derek Carr hasn't been playing that bad.
You really think he might?
You saw that dunk against the Panthers, though.
I did see that one. Yes.
There's no excuse. That was a clean pocket and a triple coverage.
He might be worse. He might be worse.
Hey man, we'll see. We'll see. One of the divisions that I'm actually surprised I didn't notice that. There's 2 divisions that only has 2 combined wins. One of them we kind of seen that happening, the NFC North, right? The other one is actually a surprise. The AFC West. Not one team has 2 wins on that crew. Raiders has 1, the Chiefs has 1, Chargers and Broncos have 0. How do you guys feel about this division? Because even though we say this for the last 2 years now, it's about to be the most competitive. It's really not.
I didn't say that.
Not true, but the narrative of the AFC.
Go ahead.
I'll answer with a question. At what point are we gonna say the Chargers are just not a good team, bro? Because again, I feel like the past 3 years we've been playing this game. The Chargers, man, they might give the Chiefs a run.
You might want to add a 0 because we've been saying that for the past 30 years.
Mm-hmm. Well, you know what the Chargers are, right? They're the Clippers of the NFL.
That's right. They should both go back to San Diego.
True, but also if you remember the Clippers, just to really quick. Their bench always had big name players that we thought were better than they actually were. And the Chargers have brought guys that we all know their names, but realistically, they're not as good as we thought they were, like J.C. Jackson.
That's an excellent point.
Yeah, J.C. Jackson.
Asante, J.C., like they have all these names, Joey Bosa on the D-line. But
you want to know how many teams have started 0-2 and have made the playoffs since they have expanded to 7 seeds and started 0-2 and made the playoffs after? Was the 22 Bengals, and that is it.
Hold on, they've only been 7 teams for like 2 years, bro.
It's been about 3 or 4, I think.
No, it hasn't. No, it hasn't.
Hey, I'm gonna tell y'all who
That's
I
a
think
nasty.
Hey,
That's a
I'm gonna-
nasty
hey,
contest,
Hey,
man.
y'all, we still in the NFC, dog? We still in the
That
NFC?
is.
We still in the NFC, dog?
You tried to slide that in there. Get out of here, man.
He did
Dog,
try to
we still
slide
in
that.
the NFC?
Well, you could bring up an NFC, but we'll go back to AFC. What you about to say?
How about 0-2 teams ever?
Hey,
that
listen,
make the
I'm gonna
playoffs?
tell you.
Probably less than 30%, I would say.
Look, I'm gonna tell you who I think who can redeem themselves. I might be just tripping. I still believe I ain't gave up on the Vikings yet for some reason.
You
They
should.
That
still think
defense,
the Vikings.
man.
Cruiser. They got 4 more primetime games. That's 4 more losses. Even if he doesn't play well,
Kirk didn't even play that.
even if
Kirk
he
didn't even play bad.
man, it doesn't matter. Even if he
cursed.
plays well, they lose.
He's
Even if
cursed.
he plays well, they lose.
Guys, that's
say he played bad, but
that's not fair, bro. Like did you guys ever see the quarterback documentary? He has like 7 trophies of games he won in prime time. And he showed it to address that whole prime time.
No, he doesn't. That's a
He
damn lie.
does.
That's a damn
He
lie.
does. And not only that, it shows NBC, it shows the date. You can look this up.
He made his
You
own.
can literally look it up.
Bro, I ain't giving up on the Vikings, and I think somebody
The
else
Vikings
in
are
the
done
AFC.
that.
I
I'm
think the
giving up
Chargers
on
might
them.
be able to redeem themselves.
Their
Let me ask you a
defense is
question,
terrible.
Cruiser. What is
Yeah,
going to
you're right.
happen with Vikings
You're right.
defense?
The
Like,
Packers are a
that's
better
not
team than the
getting
Vikings.
Tegan, get your calculator ready. Get your calculator ready.
Oh man, Fluent got some junk going
Since
on.
1990, only 31. So you can do 31 divided by 270. Only 31 out of 270 teams that started 0-2 made the playoffs.
11.4%.
11.4%.
So the Chargers have 11.4% chance to make
No,
the playoffs.
it's 0 because it's the Chargers.
That's right. It's 0 because the Chargers are going to charge. They're going to find a way to lose.
So if Herbert doesn't make the playoffs again, what are we going to be saying about him?
We're going to be saying that Herbert is Phillip Rivers 2.0.
Just like I said, and I will say, I told you so.
Hey, Herbert ain't been playing bad though.
Go ahead,
Ben, defend your man. Defend your man.
Past 2 games, Justin Herbert has not played bad like that, bro. I ain't gonna hold you, bro.
He had the game in his hands against the Titans.
Guys, none of this matters.
to
If he doesn't win, we're
I'm
always
not
going
even
to
gonna hold
remember him
you.
like
I'm not even gonna hold you,
Phillip
bro. This is more of a Chargers organization problem than it is Herbert. Like if I have to do a percentage, I think it's like 75% the Chargers organization and the 75% is
That's
the
fair.
Chargers organization and the 25 is
I
Herbert.
think that's fair.
Just
But
like Stafford on the Lions. Just like Jake.
Stafford didn't have Austin Eckler,
They're on
Keenan
the
Allen,
bench.
and Michael on the crew.
Hold on.
But here's the thing
This-
that Fluent, you could actually switch that around and say, look at Stafford. We're giving all this
Bro,
credit.
what happened
by
to
being
Khalil
the
Mack,
very
man?
fortunate
He fell
situation.
off a
The
cliff.
opposite is true.
This
Everyone's
why I
in a
don't
fortunate
understand, though. This is
situation.
why I don't
Pat
understand.
Mahomes was in a
Brandon
fortunate
Staley.
situation.
Brandon Staley supposed to be this mastermind defensive head coach, and you got all the talent in the world, but you can't do nothing with it. You can't do nothing with it.
You got some of the best corners in the league.
Hold on, but he did have the ball. He did have the ball in his hands with the opportunity to win the game, and he didn't. Right?
And Justin Herbert sailed it over 2 corner routes.
Didn't he?
Justin Herbert sucks, man. Like,
Justin Rivers is just he's just another extension of the Chargers.
Because I still don't see. We all know, bro. Football's the ultimate
50 Cent
team sport, bro. Football's the ultimate team sport, and y'all want this man Herbert to go out all that. The dude had like 50 points.
Yo, Ben,
for the first 2
It's a
games.
team sport, but who has the most influence on winning?
Like, what else do y'all want this man to do, bro?
Ben, do you know who Justin Herbert is, Ben?
So I can call him
Justin Herbert is Carmelo Anthony. I'm gonna let y'all think about it.
Ooh. So just for the record, OJ, he said Justin Rivers is Carmelo Anthony. That's a great basketball analogy. So Kirk Cousins is 2-6 in primetime road games, 11-18 all time at night games. So okay.
He's won a couple.
But
I love the narrative though. Keep it going. I didn't even want to ruin it. I love that whole like, I hear it all the time.
But nah, the hate on Herbert's crazy though, bro.
Stand your ground, Ben. Stand your ground, Ben.
I
gotta see you stand your ground, man. Cook him.
No, Herbert's still a top 5 quarterback. Herbert is still a top 5 quarterback. He's this year Dan Marino, who you got top 10, don't you, Fluent?
No, I don't. No, I don't.
Oh, you don't?
No, I don't.
Change your list?
No, after we had the conversation about winning, I took him out of my top 10. Absolutely, because you got to win. But
who's your top 10?
Here's
is Matthew Stafford over Dan Marino?
Oh yeah, Matthew Stafford for sure. He's got a Super Bowl.
Get the fuck out of here. That's crazy. I would never even say that. That's
Clip it.
That is insane to me. That is crazy. You don't even believe that.
No, I don't believe that. Herbert, yeah, I don't believe that. Herbert is skill-wise. Yeah, absolutely. He's top 5 skill-wise. But at the end of the day, he's going to be judged, whether you like it or not, on if they win, if they go to the playoffs, if he wins in the playoffs. And if he doesn't, he is just going to be Phillip Rivers, because what is the knock on Phillip Rivers? Yeah, cool stats, top 6 in every statistical category, but he didn't win when it mattered. And that's and when you guys say winning doesn't count, yet that's what you hold against him all the time, is that he played shit and didn't win when it mattered. Well, guess what? That's who he is becoming, unless he changes it. Unless he changes it right now. That's
what would be the difference between him being Marino and
don't matter, bro. Herbert don't play defense, bro. Well, it's all right, bro.
What separates him from potentially being Dan Marino and Phillip Rivers?
Well, at least Dan Marino went to a Super Bowl.
Yeah. Well, in his rookie year,
all he has to do is go on a run, and then he did.
Okay, yeah. So say Herbert goes on a run and loses and chokes in the Super Bowl and plays bad. Is he just in Dan Marino tier then?
To me, Dan Marino is an all-time great passer. So
But is Herbert not talent-wise right there with Mahomes?
Not with Mahomes.
No.
Talent-wise,
he's a tier down. He doesn't have the type of what's that word Bama said?
Escapability.
Is it escapable?
No, hold on.
Improbability that Mahomes has.
Tegan,
if you're talking about physical talent,
he doesn't improv like Mahomes.
If you're talking about physical talent,
that's all I'm talking about. I'm not talking about between the ears or creativity in the pocket. No,
just as athletic.
Because that's the problem with Herbert is he's robotic.
100%.
I'm not gonna hold you.
What you need him to do.
I've never seen Justin Herbert get falling on the ground, throwing a fucking ball right in between the wide receivers.
Because guess what? That's a dumb play. Because that's a dumb and irresponsible play.
That's a baseball play. That's a baseball throw right there. If I've ever seen one, I've never seen Herbert do that. So no, I've never seen Herbert do that.
Can I address the chat real quick, because they're saying something I said
one play,
and what I said was
he does that a lot.
What I said this season was Justin Herbert, because of his stats, because of his talent, and he's still putting up the stats. If the Chargers can win and make the playoffs, he is going to probably the MVP, because he's going to have all the stats and all he needs is the wins. He's not getting the wins, though. So it's going to make my prediction wrong because he's not getting the wins. But just think about it. If Chargers are 2-0 right now with the way Herbert has played, we are going to be having a conversation for him as MVP. But they're not getting the wins, which again just proves the point. Winning does matter.
Let's talk about just last game. It's not like the Titans had the ball, they drove down the field, kicked the game-winning field goal, and the Chargers defense couldn't stop them. Herbert had the ball first in overtime, and he had the opportunity to win that game on a game-winning drive before overtime. He has opportunity to do it, and he just doesn't.
But this my thing though. Like, do y'all got a problem? This is the question I got. Do y'all got a problem with him like not closing the game out or anything like that? Like clutch gene? You know what I'm saying?
Well, I think he has some clutch to him. He definitely does.
I think so too, because I seen Herbert in the past like took his team downfield and they win the game from like a field goal or something. Just like Herbert most of the time like do all he can to win games. Just like for example the Raiders game, like he converted every fourth down, like 4th and 22, 4th and 18. He converted it.
Maybe Herbert is Matthew Stafford. He's just going to put up a bunch of numbers, lose a bunch of games, and then at the end go to the Rams and win a Super Bowl.
Yeah, and then people will start putting respect on his name.
People start putting respect. There you go.
But that's why I just don't understand. Like, why do people just can't understand that somebody is just better than their scenario? I'll never get that in life.
Well, because you're bringing up Matthew Stafford, and he's a Lion, so he went up against my Bears twice a year, so I hate him.
Yeah, fuck that then. Just in general, like, why don't people do that?
Wait, is Rodgers in your top 10?
I forgot about that. I completely forgot about that.
Jake, who do I hate? I hate Matthew Stafford. I hate Aaron Rodgers. I hate Brett Favre. Dante Culpepper, Kirk Cousins. I hate all those dudes.
Dante Culpepper was cold. I forgot about him.
Deep ball merchant.
You said who?
Deep ball merchant.
He was throwing that bitch up to Randy.
But he could move somewhere.
He could move though. He could move.
Chris Carter got to be down there somewhere.
True.
Catch touchdowns, baby.
Let's see what else we got, man. Kind of some surprises in the NFL happening right now. One of those is Brian Robinson Jr., Nakua, Tyler Algier still being able to play at this level. I want to hear some of your guys' most surprising players in the 2023 season so far.
Nakua. Nobody could even pronounce his name till this day, nor knew who the heck he was.
I still can't pronounce it.
Like,
man, is it Nakua or is it Nakua?
Oh, it's Nakua. It's Nakua. It's Nakua.
There you go.
Bro,
y'all were throwing me off because I've never heard Nakua.
I'm not gonna lie.
I've never heard Nakua or Nakua.
Tutu
maybe it's because I'm Spanish. My bad.
Bro, Tutu been there for like 4-5 years. He was just basically a punt specialist. He came out of nowhere, bro. Like Tutu balling.
Can be a surprise in a negative way.
Yeah,
Stafford makes everybody look good.
They never used him as a receiver though.
Talk
they
about
always
it,
use him on punt.
Sauce surprised me a little bit.
Yeah, he made Megatron look good.
That's a fact. What was Megatron doing before? He wasn't doing that.
It wasn't that good. You're absolutely right. Horrible receiver. Only because
no, you could be good. You could be good, but somebody else make you look better. You know. But continue, guys. My bad.
Tutu been balling. I mean, Tutu at will. He surprised me. I didn't see that coming.
Mm-hmm.
You know who was bugging out for the Panthers?
Who?
Frankie Louvu. Frankie Louvu was going crazy. He's a linebacker for the Panthers.
Oh yeah.
CJ Stroud, no CJ Stroud, because I'm not gonna lie.
Oh yes,
when I've been seeing some CJ Stroud on the Texans, it's been phenomenal.
He don't move me.
It has been
CJ Stroud got the least. He got the least amount of
CJ Stroud at his best could be Kirk Cousins.
Said what?
Yeah.
CJ Stroud at his best could be Kirk Cousins. He's not moving me.
Dang, Tegan said he's stuck in traffic with Stroud.
Is that a college rivalry? I'm not sure.
No. I know what CJ at his best could be, and I'm not moved.
Oh wow.
I don't see him as a top 10. Like I see him maybe borderline top 10 quarterback at his best.
But you would say that he's looked the best as far as rookie starting QBs, though, right?
I'm high on Anthony Richardson, man. I'm very high on Anthony Richardson.
I think it's between those two.
It is between those two. It is because Bryce Young, God bless him, he has Adam Thielen as his wide receiver 1, and he's just not processing the game quick enough. CJ Stroud had a really good game week 2. I really wish we could see the full game from Anthony Richardson before he got the concussion, because he was balling out before. But yeah, it's between those two. But from what I saw against the Jags, I'm really high on Anthony Richardson.
I'm surprised when you said biggest surprises that nobody said Tua. Are we just not giving him credit? Are we just
the thing I say about Tua
3 games last year.
Yeah, that thing with Tua is like we know what he can do in that offense. The thing which would surprise me if he doesn't get hurt. I think everyone is just worried about that.
Yes.
We know that he has good IQ. You know he understands the offense.
So the biggest surprise isn't going to be the stats. It's if he can stay healthy.
Yes.
Because of the,
oh my God! Hey, Rodavius Jordan Love, but I made a video about Jordan Love.
Oh yeah, Jordan Love.
Jordan Love,
like
yes,
Jordan
actually.
Love.
I said he would be top.
Don't give him love.
Aaron
Floyd. You don't like
Aaron
the Packers.
Jones,
I hate him, but he's 6 touchdowns in 2 games. I gotta.
By the way, let me remind you guys real quick. Tua was around this time last year. Actually, after the 3rd game, Tua was number 1 in MVP voting, and he had been Baltimore, the Bills, and another team, so he was red hot around this time.
So would he be, if he stays healthy? Is he the comeback player of the year?
No, that it's going to Hamlin 100%. There's no way anybody gets it, bro.
Yeah,
that's not true. That is not true.
It's
okay, so once you pick the comeback player of the year, it could probably be that. But what the NFL is going to go with is DeMar Hamlin.
Just a narrative.
Yeah, they
the
have
narrative. It's a feel-good story, which there's facts to that.
Given
all that stuff, bro. They just can't pass it up. It's because it's literally a life comeback story, bro.
That's crazy.
That came back. So
hey, another surprise player. I was high on him coming out of the draft, but he has surprised me on how well he's played, even though it's the Patriots cornerback room, is Christian Gonzalez locking up Tyreek. That much.
Christian
Gonzalez crazy good.
Hey, I think Tyreek gave him props too, Tegan.
No, that was Jack Jones.
Oh.
I promise you. When you had Christian Gonzalez on some reps that were just right there hip to hip with Jalen Waddle and Tyreek. And for a rookie to be able to travel like that and for Belichick to trust him.
Oh, yeah, I like Jordan Addison looking good.
He knows how to draft DBs, bro. Like, look over the years, bro. Ty Law, Lorimer Lord. It's just they always got some studs up back there, man.
They know how to play his system, man. He got.
Yeah, I'm liking Zay Flowers too, and Jordan Addison.
He one of the coach who actually knows how to guard Tyreek. Even back at the Chiefs, Tyreek never really killed him.
And I also am surprised by Mike Evans because I thought he'd fall off.
Hey,
I thought he'd fall off.
Mike Evans is a good one. Where's Trent at?
Where's Trent at?
Listen to you bugging.
Didn't most people think Mike Evans would drop off because of his quarterback? Not necessarily.
Yes. Well, no, I thought he would.
I thought he would have 1,000. I thought he would have 1,000 yards.
Oh, really?
You did say that, Dub. I
did say. I said that he could have 1,000 yards for sure.
And I actually disagreed with that. So yeah, I'm not looking too good right now.
Flo, you know this, bro. I always call stuff, man. It's not difficult. I'm 3 years running now.
The Giants are as bad as they
I'm surprised you don't win more money. I know you
win.
What? I'm surprised
in gambling?
Yeah.
What's it called?
Your picks are pretty solid. Even though you lost in fantasy this week, your picks are pretty solid.
Who do you lose to?
What's it called? I didn't gamble last year. That's what it was. I didn't gamble this last year, and this year I'm just doing it again. But I'm not gambling as much because.
Oh, okay. I took advantage of Dub last week because he was on a cruise ship, not paying attention.
Just so you guys know,
I don't even think my team would have beat yours, even if I started everyone, because I think I have Nick Chubb, and Nick Chubb got hurt as well.
Oh my God. Nick Chubb was about to go off that game too.
I won all 4 of my fantasy leagues. Hey Ben, how did you do in fantasy this week?
Oh, I won one of my leagues.
Did you win any other leagues?
OJ, hush, bro. Hush, bro.
Hey, can I shout out?
Hey, you got lucky, bro.
The Steelers defense for beating Trey. I needed 30 points Monday Night Football, and the Steelers defense came in.
Light work, Ben.
Wow.
The Steelers defense gave you what?
So no, I was down.
Steelers defense has been cooking.
I was down 30 some odd points against Trey, and I had Deshaun Watson in the Steelers defense, and I had to debate whether benching the Steelers defense because I didn't want them to get negative points if Deshaun goes off, or I play them both. I ended up playing on both, and the defense got 29 points.
Dang.
Okay, so hold on. I know you're talking fantasy, but I got to ask a question. Are the Pittsburgh Steelers going to be 500 or better again with Kenny Pickett at quarterback?
I'm not sure.
That's defense, bro. It's not about the quarterback. That defense is crazy.
The greatest coach ever, dude.
Yeah, that defense.
I don't care what none of y'all say, bro. TJ Watt he's a top 2 defensive player in the league. He's top 2. TJ Watt is 2.
He played a run pretty good.
That dude's literally everywhere on that defense, and not only that, bro. Like we all know he lost against the 49ers and stuff, right? But they only had 3 sacks. And guess who had that 3 sacks? TJ Watt, bro.
And they also didn't have Cameron Hayward, right?
TJ Watt had all the sacks, bro. He's everywhere on that.
That's crazy.
Defense, bro.
Also, where are we ranking Pickens? Because that man's an athletic freak, dude.
George Pickens, I still got to see some more.
I'm so close to probably overrating him, but
don't do it, Tegan. Don't do it, Tegan, man. Don't do it.
But he had 100. He had 127. He was cooking. He had 127 yards last game. That was insane.
He's the best wide receiver on that team.
Hey, Tegan, how do I say it, Tegan? I see what you're saying with him, but his tough catch making is what get me. He makes some crazy catches, but sometimes the separation don't be there with me sometimes.
That's true. That is actually very true.
Separation, he always got to make tough catches all the time. Sometimes I'm like, dang, do you ever just create better separation?
But here's the thing, though. Why is that? He's very fast. Why can't he get separation? He's not technically sound with his route running, bro. Yeah. That's the only thing I can think of.
Or
you're too fast to have that little separation, bro.
Or maybe because he's able to because he makes those tough catches, he just has I don't need to get open. I'm always open.
That's Mike Will. That's Mike Will.
Mike Will made it.
I get that fluent, but why would you want a less efficient
wide receivers sometimes have that mentality. It's I don't need to be technically sound because I am faster. I can get those tough catches, and once I catch it, good luck.
Well, he fast, but they be on his hip, man. They be right there with him, step for step.
I mean, there was a former NFL player that made a quote that said, "Talent-wise, Pickens is right there with Jettas. The separator is the
Ryan Clark said that.
Hell no. That's cap.
Talent?
Hell no.
Talent,
no,
and you know what's crazy? It's not the most insane thing in the world.
It's not crazy though.
But
talent-wise, it's crazy.
The difference between him and Jettas, the biggest difference is the fluidity of Jettas, bro. It's night
and the mirroring of the routes,
fluid, bro. Pickens is still raw, bro. He's not smooth like that. He's gonna get there though. He has the raw materials, but
so I do want to talk about Nick Chubb. Did y'all see that injury, bro? Did y'all see how
I don't want to see it again.
What did it remind you of? Willis McGahee. That's the last time I saw something as
hey, he got to get 2 surgeries. He got to get his first surgery, then they got to come back and do it again.
Chubb is done.
And by the way,
that was a crazy ass injury.
He knows he's never going to get a big contract.
I heard it's the ACL, MCL, all the L's, like everything.
Bro,
it's so sad because I remember when everything happened, they talked about Chubb, him having I forget which injury, but he had an injury in college, and he was worried
MCL,
about that.
PCL,
same leg on that same exact leg. He was worried about ending that will end his career, and now I'm like, I'm not gonna lie, hit like that, bro.
Well, I mean.
And Chubb is just now starting to get the respect as like the premier running back in the league, bro.
Yeah.
Because prior to that, he was kind of under Derrick Henry's shadow and CMC and those guys. It sucks, man. And it's a staunch reminder, bro. I think we forget sometimes just how violent the sport of football is, bro. Like, and sometimes you think, man, honestly, it's a lot of people getting hurt, but you wonder sometimes why more people don't get hurt. But that's nuts, man.
The thing that I think he could be done, like as a career, is what we saw this summer, where running backs, he knows he's not getting another contract, especially after this injury, and even after this contract that he was on right now. After that got up, I don't think he was going to get another big contract.
How old is Chubb?
24, 26, something around there.
No, is he? 27?
27, actually. 27.
Yeah, so
that's closer. He's at
the peak. He's at the peak of what running backs usually are. Because I mean, let's remember Ezekiel Elliott's 28. Like,
yeah, now's the drop off. But there's a bigger problem coming, right? With the injuries to the running backs, they don't pay the running backs. You have a rookie making the most money. Like, no one's going to want to be a running back. Like in 5 years, we might have the worst running back core ever.
It might be the mid 2010 center position.
I don't know about that because anybody will want to be in the NFL, and you're gonna have guys like Jerome Ford. What I'm worried about is Jerome Ford.
Them 2 backs over there at Florida coming out, man. Johnson got
what I'm saying is in 5 years, right? All the good athletes are gonna say, "Well, why would I go be a running back? I'm gonna go be a wide receiver, or I'm gonna go play this other position where I can make more money, and I'll have a career." So I'm just saying that the
I understand that
with running backs, I think it's going to start to fade unless they do something.
I understand that. The thing is, just to counter to that, is like I've seen a lot of times which is why I'm worried, like with Jerome Ford and them having Kareem Hunt. Bro, I even seen Dearness Johnson, even on that Browns crew, like rushing very, very well, right? So in my head, as long as a team has a good system with some good offensive line, it can make a lot of people look good. So that's why I just kind of like, that's my only pushback. Maybe the athletes won't be as athletic as before, but man, I'm not gonna lie, bro. If you got a good scheme,
you think like the GMs? You think like the GMs, and we can just put anybody back there and we be okay?
No, I don't think that. I think you should be paying those running backs, but I also have to be realistic. In the next 5 years, I mean, there's tons of guys that in the league that are in the league right now that could surprise a lot of people, and we just don't know it yet.
Like when you look at the skill positions, quarterback, running back, wide receiver, where is the most talent right now, or the least talent right now? From an athleticism skill, it's not the running.
In the skill positions?
Yeah, of the skill positions, quarterback, running back, wide receiver. The lowest, if you had to rank them, is running back, right? Already.
I think there's a lot. I mean, we just walked through it, bro. There's a 30 to 35 to 40 good running backs. It's just wide receivers. There's 3.
We didn't say they were all good. We said they were better than.
A lot of them were good. A lot of them were good names. A lot of them were good.
But how many of them are replaceable by another guy and get the same?
Yeah, but the wide receivers, a lot of wide receivers are replaceable. It's just there's 3 wide receivers there, so there's naturally going to be more wide receivers than running backs because of that. Like there's just a lot more to choose from. I just think there's honestly, I think the skill is probably at an all-time high across the board.
If you're a great runner, if you're a great runner, right, and you're like, well, I can catch, you're going to push for that wide receiver because one, there's more opportunities because, like you said, there's 3 wide receivers, sometimes 4 wide receiver, 5 wide receiver sets. So I'm going to have more opportunity. If you can throw the ball, well, heck, I see a whole lot of running backs setting up there behind center. So maybe I'll push to that because I know quarterback, I'm going to get paid crazy.
I don't disagree. I know what you're saying. I don't disagree with it. What I'm saying is, regardless of athletes doing that, there's always going to be some running backs to pick up the slack and make names for themselves. That's what I'm saying.
To add to Fluent's point, I mean, from what we've seen in the first 2 weeks, what's one of the most common motions that we have seen is bringing a wide receiver into the backfield and motioning them back out for a quick screen. A lot of these wide receivers are kind of built like very thin running backs. There's been wide receivers that have called Jamar Chase is built like a kind of like
Debo.
Well, this is Chenault. There's going to be value for those guys that are built like running backs. And so Fluent's right. You're going to have a guy that's sitting there in college who's very versatile, who's going to be like, I can either continue playing running back or I can.
I'm just saying, if there was 10 guys that could be really good running backs, I'm thinking in the next 5 years, 5 of them are going to be looking for a different position.
And what I'm saying is that
they'll still be the 5.
There'll be 5 to replace them.
They will be 5. But that's if they don't start paying them, we're going to
agree. I agree, but I think they are going to start paying them, but it depends on how the season goes, right?
I think the CBA has to force it.
No, well, if the Colts, I mean, I think the players have some leverage, right? Right now, the Vikings thinking that they replaced the running game with Alexander Madison. Look at that. No, you can't, right? He's not doing well for them. You have the Saints right now going through a crazy running back change where they have to rely on Taysom Hill to be their best running back. Alvin Kamara being suspended. That's more leverage that they can use, right? Nick Chubb, which is why I'm hoping, right? I am hoping that the Browns.
The Minnesota thing, though. So hold on to the Minnesota thing. That was more Dalvin Cook and them.
And Dalvin looks cooked.
Yes, he do.
He looks cooked. I said he wasn't top 25 before the season.
Issues, yeah. There's other issues.
There were, but in my head, I'm looking at it. I think they have some leverage that they can use on their side.
You thought Dalvin Cook won't top 25 before the season?
I thought he was on the verge of not being top 30 because
what?
it was projection. It was projection, but like objectively, what are the odds of a guy at what are the odds a running back at his age who switches teams ends up having a better year than the one before?
It's rare. It rarely happens.
We saw it with Le'Veon. We saw it with a bunch of other examples. Emmitt Smith.
Well,
and Dalvin, and I thought Dalvin, it was far more likely for a drop off than to have an uptick. Now I'm sure Aaron Rodgers would help, but he just doesn't look like the same guy.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I'm gonna read off some super chats real quick. How y'all feel about the Falcons? From Maurice, I think we talked about them. We like what we've seen.
Super Bowl.
No Super Bowl though.
If Desmond Ritter, if they want Desmond Ritter out there and be like another quarterback, bro, they probably could win the division, bro. I'm loving what B. John's doing though.
Mm-hmm. C3 JJ Herbert is perfect, and he'll pull a Stafford and win a ring. No, that's C3. Who's your pick for this year's comeback player of the year? We all said DeMar Hamlin. Imagine the Jets with Mahomes. Explosion emoji.
Jettis? You talk about Jets with Mahomes.
Oh, Jettis with Mahomes.
Yeah,
Jettis could leave the Vikings.
I mean, Jettis, how much better do you think he's going to become, right? Not to say that there's not like a clear gap between Kirk Cousins and Patrick Mahomes, but bro, I mean, it's kind of hard for numbers to take that big of a leap. He's already a monster now. You really think he's going to be a 2,500, 2,200 yard receiver? I don't think so. I don't think that's ever going to happen.
Sooner or later.
I would say this for him to leave, something would have to happen where there was a down year. Be it because of him, be it because of health, be it because of the QB, and then he leaves and then he has a resurgence. Kind of like when Randy Moss, right? When he was on the Raiders, his numbers were, then he goes to the Patriots with Tom Brady, all of a sudden, oh my God, he's great again. No, it's just, he's motivated again. So I don't see him leaving is the point of all that, unless he has some kind of down year.
Can I pose a question? Who do you think out of the wide receivers in the league right now, who's going to break 2K first?
Wide receivers in the room right now?
Because someone's breaking 2K.
I think Jettas can do it.
If I have to,
just because they feed Jetta so much, they move him around. So man, Kirk Cousins throwing him the ball regardless. You know what I mean? I see sometimes, man, Kirk, man, what he averaging like 12 targets a game, catching like 10 of them, 9, 10 of them.
Who?
Jettas.
Yeah, bro, they just force feed him like crazy.
If he's getting
like 15 targets.
Volume.
Oh no, Poku. But he has 260. He has 266 yards in 2 games.
When Cooper Kupp come back,
he's not think about one, and Cooper Kupp's coming back.
If you think about it, 2,000. As crazy as that number sounds, isn't that crazy? Because 2,000 over 17 games is about 117, 118 yards a game. It's not crazy to think a Tyreek Hill, a Jettas. There's a couple guys that could probably do that.
Yeah, they can do it. Jettas got the game right now.
But the thing is, they just can't really have a really bad game.
No,
bad game. I'm talking about like 40 yards or less.
They can't like they can have an 80-yard game, but they also need to have like 180.
He wanted $2,000. He already had like he just had 60 yards.
200-yard games would help. Yeah.
If Chris Olave had a better QB, I'm not going to hold you. He's a sleeper that can break that too.
Hey.
That's a fact too.
Garrett Wilson with Aaron Rodgers, I would have said has a chance. That one would have had a chance.
So let me ask y'all this: where do you guys rank Garrett Wilson? Because man, I'm still pushing him over Jamar Chase agendas. I don't care.
I missed that agenda. When did that happen?
First of all,
you got him over
that. That's mad rude, Dub.
How is it rude? Like, what gets me mad, man? Like, it's like this is the thing. This is the difference between me and y'all. Y'all need to wait to see the vision. I see the vision before it happens. I just can see football differently.
I feel that.
Are you saying you look at what's going to happen over the next 2-3 years because you don't?
No, I just think he's a better wide receiver right now, even today. Despite the numbers, but despite the winning or anything, I can just analyze this man's talent and just be like, you know what? You're better than this.
It's okay. You know, I respect what Dub's doing because I'm going to be the same way when Marvin Harrison Jr. gets in the league. I'm going to be the same type of nasty when Marvin Harrison Jr. gets in the league.
You know what?
So you got Garrett Wilson, second year, top 5 already, yeah?
No, because I don't think Jamar Chase is top 5. So let me think. Let me think about it. I got Hill. I have Diggs. I have Devontae Adams. I have Jettas. Give me some names. I think I'm missing.
Who's your BS5? Who's your BS5 that you're gonna put over Cooper Kupp?
Jamar Chase. I would have Cooper Kupp over Jamar Chase.
Yeah, of course. I knew you couldn't give me a legitimate fifth.
Nah, not CD.
D-Hop, you got AJ.
Man, your Cooper Kupp narrative has changed in 2 years.
I'll give it to Garrett
CD
Wilson
over Garrett Wilson.
I got Cooper Kupp and Garrett Wilson right there. CD over Garrett Wilson. Are you crazy? What?
So let me get this straight. So in your list, Jamar Chase would be 7th. That's wild, bro.
Oh yeah. That lack of a route runner. He's an athletic. He's just an athletic beast, bro. And watch now that he can't.
Right? He's just George Pickens.
Yeah. There we go.
Oh man,
because watch. He's a better George. He's a better.
Knew what he was doing.
He's a better George Pickens. He's a better George Pickens. That's a great one, actually. He's a better George Pickens.
So Dub, let's say he's not. So Dub, he's not the best route runner in the world. Cool, but I think the difference with his route running and the premier route running, I don't know that the difference is that crazy. Number one, and number two, who cares, bro? Route running is a means to an end. If you can still get open, get the ball.
Oh, watch this. Watch what's gonna happen. Watch what's happening right now, and what's gonna happen. Because I said this in another show. I said with Jamar Chase being out, I said for your fantasy teams, you shouldn't be with Joe Burrow being hurt. I said Jamar Chase is going to take a hit because now he doesn't have a quarterback that could really hit him down deep. People underrate how much positioning and how much accuracy that a Joe Burrow, like these big arm receivers like Herbert or Matthew Stafford, they put these balls in the perfect positions for these wide receivers to catch this, right? So now Jamar Chase, you're taking that away from him. This impact that he had is not going to be felt the same if you don't have a quarterback to deliver him the ball. I promise you, because he's not this intermediate guy. He's not this intermediate short route guy. I promise you, he's really not.
He's not, but a lot of
tons of comebacks. Give him the comebacks. That's about it.
He be catching some slants and just taking it to the crib, bro.
Are you saying Chase
he'll do that
from Burrow more than Burrow benefits from Chase?
Possibly, yes. Possibly, yes. Yes.
You thought about it.
Yes.
I'll tell you
It's
this
close,
though.
though.
T. Higgins
That's what he
Higgins
has
gonna
to
be
do.
a receiver one soon though.
Because I seen T. Higgins going crazy with Joe Burrow. Joe Burrow would still look the same. He had one of his best games without Jamar Chase. Let's talk about it.
So Dub, this is what I'll say. Back to the Garrett Wilson thing. The reason why I think that's crazy, I've seen a peak Chase and how that looks like, and that's crazy. I have not seen peak Garrett Wilson yet. Nor will we this
Man,
season.
we've seen Zach Wilson throwing him the ball. That's why you've had Joe Flacco's and Zach Wilson throwing him the ball.
I agree with you. I agree with you. It doesn't change the fact that I haven't seen it, bro. It doesn't change the fact I have not seen it, bro.
That's why I said it's the difference. You don't see the vision.
Oh yeah,
you just don't see the vision,
Terry
man.
McLaurin or Garrett Wilson. Terry
Garrett. And I wouldn't even
That's
think
a
twice
lot
about
closer
that.
than you're giving it credit for, bro. That's a lot closer. You're kind of quick to say Garrett Wilson, bro. You should have thought about that, Dub. That's a quick yes.
That's not a don't think about it type of.
I won't have to think
about that one, bro.
Terry McLaurin's a top 10 guy. Like he's a borderline top 10 guy for sure. You know when your mind is already made up, so like it's close, but it's just easier for you.
That clear.
Oh, easy. Yo, you give that if you put him on the Browns. You put him on that Bengals crew. I promise you, Garrett Wilson will be talked about very much differently. He'll have 12 to 1,400 yards.
Garrett Wilson, T. Higgins.
You value the route running, right? So where's Devonta Smith?
He's like top 15 for me too. He's up there. He's getting a lot up there. I'm not going to hold you.
I think you say top 15. You could really just say top 12.
Maybe
because
Devontae Smith's a dog. Y'all want me to give a list right now or give you a little draft?
Yeah, Devontae Smith's a dog, man. He has excellent hands, excellent route running. And when he's in front of you, man, he's hard to catch up to and tackle.
I'll give y'all a little draft, right? We got Tyreek Hill. I put Tyreek Hill, Jettas, Devontae Adams, Stephon Diggs. We'll do Cooper Kupp, Garrett Wilson, Jamar Chase. After Jamar, A.J. Brown. After AJ Brown,
you gotta think about it.
We're gonna go with I'll go with the Terry and CD right there. Yeah, that's the Terry and CD. I have Keenan Allen right there.
You gotta throw in Jalen Waddle in there in the mix too, man.
No. He could go down.
Not yet.
No, not yet.
DJ Moore?
Not DJ Moore. Who was that other name that you just asked me about? Devontae Smith.
Devontae
Smith. I said Terry already.
How much better CD than the Waddle, bro? I don't know about that, man.
Chris Olave is better than Jalen Waddle. What? Jalen Waddle's fast. Whoa, what? I think they're in the same tier. Jalen Waddle's in the top 15 realm. He's in the top 15 realm for sure, but he's not in this top 10 realm. I think he needs to beat these Chris Olave allegations.
Ayuk?
No, he's not in there for me. No.
Why not?
He don't.
Why not? You saw what he did week 1.
Nah, he's not enough of a deep threat right now for me. I'm not gonna hold you.
You gotta wait a little bit, man.
Ayuk is in that Mike Evans realm. I'm not even gonna hold you. But yeah, that's around. That's the round. Huh?
St. Brown?
No, Brown's severely overrated. I don't know. God. Oh, chat. I see somebody say Zay Flowers. Zay Flowers is a dog. I can't wait to see what I'm about to see from him this year. But that boy is. I like what I'm seeing from Zay Flowers. That dude is tough.
I ain't gonna lie. Nah, I think Addison kind of better a little bit, but it ain't no clear though.
They both dogs. I think Addison's a better
man.
deep threat, but the yak on Zay Flowers is crazy.
Hey, fellas, it's almost that time for us, man. So I'm I got to do some things right after this. So, appreciate you. Fluent, do you have anything to say?
I only have one thing to say. I just saw a clip of Stevie Wonder blowing a kiss back to Lady Gaga, who blew him a kiss. How the hell did he see her blow him a kiss?
He's not blind. He's alive.
Said Stevie Wonder knew who he was. I've been hearing more and more stuff about Stevie Wonder, bro.
I heard a story about him driving his car.
Mm-hmm.
I heard a story about him driving his car from his parking lot, in his garage. He backed it up and took it out the driveway, moved it out of the way for something.
Do you think it's partially he's majority blind, but he could just see some things?
Right, I heard a lot of stories lately. A lot of stories been coming out lately about Stevie Wonder, bro.
He's not blind, bro.
This is all I know.
Cocaine is a hell of a drug.
That's all I know for sure.
Anybody have any final words before we head out?
Yeah. Hey, all y'all in the chat. All y'all Colorado bandwagons. Hey, this Saturday, bro, them Oregon Ducks, my Oregon Ducks, we're gonna beat them Colorados. Come out some go man. Them Ducks want to win, bro. Them Ducks want to win, bro. And it's on my birthday too. My birthday on that Saturday. So
word.
Hey, Brandon. I'm not gonna lie though. This would scare me though. Like at first, I was like, Oregon can probably beat them. I think Colorado can beat USC. I said Oregon out of the guys. I thought Oregon had the most balanced team because Oregon actually stick to the run because they can't stop the run. But when they came out and y'all 21-point dogs, I don't like that, bro. That's some scary jump. I mean, they 21-point underdogs, bro. I don't like that, bro. I'm telling you, bro. That's a scary jump, bro.
Hey, and Bo Nick's gonna prove everybody wrong that he is that guy. He ain't doo-doo.
Who's the underdog? Nice. Colorado or Oregon?
Colorado 21-point dogs. I don't like that.
Nice. Bo Nick's is
That's
nice.
crazy, bro.
That's a setup.
Dion. I'm not throwing shade on Dion. Dion and his wife are divorced, correct? And Shador's baby mama.
Yeah. His
is that correct?
They divorced, but he married to Tracy Edmonds.
Yeah. So didn't he say he didn't want kids from broken families on his team? Why is he making an exception? Because it's his son? I just want to.
Man, fluid nasty with that one.
Isn't that what? No, I don't know if that's what he said.
Yeah,
he said he won his quarterback.
I thought it had to be in like it had to be. It was a position thing. No, it was the. I think it was the position thing.
He said he only take a quarterback from 2-parent households. He's like, but the running back.
I thought it was was quarterback or the lineman. I thought it was the lineman.
No, it was the quarterback. And he said, like, my DNs and my linebackers, I want them to be nasty, 1-parent household, tough, and all this other crap.
Oh, okay.
I mean, let a white guy say that, man. That would be crazy, bro.
That is true. Yo, y'all be easy. Like the video, subscribe, man. We gonna see you again on Monday.
Be easy.
Message from the government of Canada.